Boom, baby. He's here.
Hey.
Flip your phone up straight. There you go.
Oh, portrait. All right.
Wow.
Sorry about that. I had no idea that this particular app was mobile only or go live together or whatever that thing's called. I kept getting sent to this support page on my
it
PC
did
for like
that.
the longest time.
Yeah.
Then I tried my ancient smartphone. I'm now I have a new one that that I'm gonna call Verizon tomorrow to get that situated. But alas, here we are.
Wow, man. Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
I was nervous there for a second. I was like, oh, boy. Oh, boy.
It's all good. So, sorry.
That would be a not very so fun podcast by myself. That would suck.
Well, we've all been there. It works when it wants to.
Yeah, exactly. No, well, that's just a learning curve, and just something that I'm gonna have to tell everybody. It's mobile only. It is, it's through text because you wasn't able to link up through the Facebook Messenger, right? Just
no. Well, I mean,
email.
not with the PC itself. So I had to get a newer phone. I happen to have it was an iPhone 6, I think. So yeah, I had to charge it, and so it took an extra few minutes, and then I had to get the YouTube app, and then because my old phone, it doesn't have the features that would allow me to add the newest version of YouTube. So
Wow.
when you click on the link, it takes you to the YouTube app, the join link. So it's a lot of it gets a little convoluted, but yeah, you have to have
Hey, you're still on there. It's working.
Yeah. It's obviously obviously.
What was you gonna
Great.
say? You have to have what?
You need to have at least an iOS 14.0 or greater, and yeah, so that's it's pretty much it. You need to have the YouTube app because it'll take you to the app.
Yes, exactly. It'll take
So
it. Let me share the stream on Facebook. Hopefully this works.
I appreciate you having me on tonight, though.
Hey, I appreciate you coming, man. I've been wanting to get with you for a while now. I'm gonna make it over that way and come to a practice over there sooner or later. Man, I got 3 kids and they're all busy doing everything, plus church and family and holidays coming up and everything. It's busy.
Yeah, in real life stuff, adulting stuff, it's constantly on the go. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I keep myself busy with so much that I barely have enough time to do what I do pertaining to the sport that I really love.
Right.
Especially when it gets super competitive.
Yeah.
These days.
Hey, anybody in the chat, post in the chat if you're watching. Post in the chat and let us know if everything sounds okay. And we're gonna get started here momentarily. Let me. I wanted to share it to my guys. Copy messenger. There we go. Luckily, I had a laptop available. That's cool. Okay. And we are good to go.
Sound is great, apparently.
Nice. And we got 7 people watching, myself included, because of the chat. So we got 6 other people watching. Okay, so Mr. Greg Arnold, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast, East Ohio Arm Wrestling Podcast. We welcome you very much, and thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No, thank you. No, thank you for the invites. It's a pleasure to be here this evening.
I definitely wanted to have you on. You know, you're known as the man of the Ohio Professional Arm Wrestling Rankings. You know, so I definitely wanted to have you on. You know, and get your thoughts about a bunch of stuff and learn about you. And you know, I've never got to talk to you face to face yet. So this is definitely something that I've been wanting to do for a while.
It's yeah. I mean, I know you and I passed one another during Michigan State this past year, but it wasn't more than like, hey, good luck, good to see you. That's that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I've been meaning to come to one of your guys' practices, for quite a while. But
We have, I think we're going to have a pretty big practice tomorrow at 7. You know, if you find yourself not too busy tomorrow, you can head down this way. But I think you're probably 2.5, 3 hours away from me. I do believe.
yeah, see, we're all the way down in Southwest Ohio. This particular weekend, we are booked. Tomorrow, we got our goddaughter's birthday party at in the afternoon. So it's I think this weekend might be a little this weekend might be too booked, but
no worries.
From there on out, I'm gonna try.
I know exactly when I'm gonna see you next.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be at Ale House.
Ale House, yeah. Thank you.
And I will see you there for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So yeah, it looks like as of right now, I'm only going to go right-handed at Ale House. Since the 14th at BAL, I'm
right.
I got a left.
Well, let's hold off on that. Let's we'll get to all those topics here in a little bit. For our viewers, Mr. Greg Arnold is ranked Ohio in the 198 class. For right hand, he is ranked number 11. And then left hand, he is ranked number 10. Now, Greg, I want to start out tonight's podcast, and if you would just kind of delve into, just tell us about yourself, and so maybe we could learn something about the man Greg Arnold. Just tell us in general about yourself, and what's going on.
Okay, well, I'm 33 years old. I've lived in Ohio my entire life. I first got into the sport of arm wrestling through my dad, legend arm wrestler Bill Arnold.
Legend.
And I've just been kind of following in his footsteps. So the first time I ever got exposed to it was I was like 11 years old. I started out by doing some kids tournaments. Then as I got a little bit older in my teen years, 16, 17, I did like some novice competitions, some teen competitions.
Now, did you take those years off of arm wrestling from 11 to 15, 16?
I may have done 1 or 2 tournaments like every year. Like I know I did a couple when I was 12 and a couple when I was 13, and I didn't really do anything 14 and 15. So it was like school and cross country. The internet really wasn't quite as booming with events as you're seeing today.
Oh my goodness, yes.
But
wild.
but yeah, you could say, for lack of a better term, I was on a hiatus. I didn't really take the sport very seriously, or as serious as I'm taking it now, until like maybe 4 or 5 or so years ago. And I still had periods in between where I was competitive for maybe like the better half of a year, and then college hit. Then my first introduction to adulthood hit. It was just it was just trying to get my priorities in order. But
Yeah.
anyway, more about myself. I got a full time job as a programmer. Um, I'm married. We got a couple of dogs, and yeah, that's and I'm voice actor and uh, occasional Twitch streamer. That's pretty much it. I'm just a simple, introverted guy that likes to delve into the competitive sport, the arm sport, that
Yeah.
best sport there is.
That is it's quite a outreach for a an introvert to really get into hand to hand combat.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I think that's the outrovert definitely coming out in you for sure in that aspect, don't you think?
I am most definitely a social butterfly, for lack of a better term.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely more social in arm wrestling endeavors because I've been part of the community since I was a kid, and
Yeah.
my father, his reputation obviously, you know, precedes anything else because he has been in the sport for 41 years this past
Wow.
October.
Wow.
So it's been an absolute pleasure. I've met a lot of great people in in this community. There's a lot of, even though that it is an individual sport, it is a sport that still has a lot of camaraderie,
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
you can't help but appreciate it. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, back to what you were saying. This is definitely one of the very few circumstances in which I'm not entirely reserved. Like I'm still observant depending on the event,
Yeah.
but I'm a lot more. I'm more susceptible to being more social with with people in the community since I've been around it, yeah, as long as I can remember.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the OPAR rankings. How did you end up being, because I'm assuming that you're the president of the whole thing, right? Am I correct in guessing that?
I'm kind of the I am kind of acknowledged as the head guy of it. So I guess you could say president. That word hasn't really been or that nomenclature hasn't really been thrown, but I am kind of the head guy because uh, I am the one that does the actual updates and the video breakdowns, and I kind of spearhead like the updates.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. Can you guys is there anything else? But yeah. Anyway, so how that came to be? It was actually the idea was originated from Clay Beeler, and I remember when too. It was my dad and I were in nationals in Texas, and there had been talks about we need to get a statewide ranking for the state of Ohio. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Clay initiated it, and then and I think it was also him that said we should get like a committee or a kind of like a committee group of people in different regions for it. That was an awesome idea. So he, long story short, he asked my father and myself if I wanted to be in the committee. My father, being as busy as
Yeah.
he is, declined. So I volunteered,
Yeah.
and then and started doing research. We I started orchestrating the some of the rules, had my father's consultation, and we really liked what we did, and everyone else did too. And so I just out of the blue they said, do you want to take lead in this? And so then I said, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Well, I think
I'll
you're
give it
doing a
a
great
shot.
job at it, to be
Uh,
honest with you. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think there's any other states besides, Florida, California, Texas, Tennessee,
Michigan.
Michigan. I mean, there's a handful of states that really take their ranking seriously.
Yeah.
And I think Ohio is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I definitely try. We definitely try to be as thorough as possible, and I, I I I really liked the idea of having the image of the top spot in each
Yeah.
class. It's like, this is the guy that you are after. This is the
Yeah,
gold
exactly.
standard of the weight class, and um and yeah, what also makes Ohio unique in any other states is that there are no other, like, even arm fighter, but Ohio has it is divided in 20 spots per class, which,
Right.
that you add more and more people, that way they can have a more definitive, um more definitive, like, threshold of, like, how far they are from the top 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
Michigan, I think, is top 10. I'm not sure what Florida has, but Arm Fighter is top 15 with 3 honorable mentions that are in the hunt or in the bubble or whatever you want
One
to call
thing I really want to do, I want to get on this column.
it. Yeah,
That's my goal, is to not be on this column, to get my name on this column somewhere.
naturally.
That's definitely one of my goals, within the next couple years. That, yeah, it was
It's
definitely
a
a
good
good
goal.
move,
176 is very, very competitive. It
Oh yeah.
is very competitive. It's
Yeah,
really been fun.
it's a
It's
deep class. So's 198s, and then it kind of falls off a little bit, but
yeah,
it's definitely a lot of good pullers in those two classes.
I don't know if I want to start gaining weight to 220 or if I want to lose to 176, but I tell you, 198 constantly is, there are people that are rising above me, or the people that are above me stay above me. It is so indescribably competitive. And,
Yeah,
other than the 243 plus,
right.
color biased, but 198 I think is the toughest.
Yeah,
With the
it's the
exception of
deepest.
super
Yeah,
heavy,
exactly.
because the top three, they're nationally ranked. You got Quinlan, you
Yeah,
got Paul Talbot, you got Joel.
yeah,
Even I'd say arguably Calero should be nationally
yeah,
ranked too.
yeah, yeah. It's really really deep all the way. I mean, I know Stacy Krupinski at 17. He doesn't really value his right as much as his left. I mean, all the way down to 16, 17, 18 area. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of guys with very, very competitive right arms in the 198 class. There's 16, 17 guys
Hmm.
that can go into a tournament and do some damage.
Absolutely, and that's what we in the committee try to emphasize is, if you want to see yourself grow, keep getting yourself out there,
Yeah,
and don't coast on the training, so that way you can stay above the people that you are currently above. But you never know, like, if you're at number 11, let's say, and you're trying to gun for number 10, and you haven't been able to get to the number 10 guy, uh, you know find out who the number you know, see who the number 9 guy is, and find out where they're going to next. And you never know what kind of day you're going to have, and whether you're going to finish way ahead of them. You might place second where number 9 won't even place, which that usually gets them considerably, or consideration of them being above. So yeah, the key is, eh, keep go to as many events that are kind of in the tri-state area as
yeah,
possible, because we have to stay what is most current, not what happened 3 months or so ago.
right, exactly. I did a tri-state top 10 or no, it was like a top 20 list. It was disc golf back a few years ago, and I tell you what, that was tough dealing with that list. it
I
was
bet.
it was very difficult because we had a stipulation: you had to beat the guy right above you to move up the list.
Mm,
Now there could be uh, a point to where you could get 7 through 11 together on a
yeah,
card, and then you just boom 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 as you fall. But the whole gist of that whole list was you got to beat the guy right above you. So it took a lot more time for someone to get from the bottom of the list to the top of the list.
Oh, absolutely.
Which one thing is what I like about the way that you guys do stuff is, hey, you beat somebody, you're gonna have a good chance of jumping to where they were at.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, it's we acknowledge that it's far from perfect,
Yes.
but
No
it's
list is ever going to be perfect for sure.
but it's as detailed as we possibly can. We try to make it as thorough as we possibly can, and try to add in as well. Not try to add in, but make sure everything is all basis and scenario
Accounted for,
are
yeah.
covered.
Yeah, exactly. You take into all the avenues of issues that were going on or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the rankings are great. You know, it really puts some emphasis on the guys that just started or the guys that are at the bottom of the list um, to really hone in on their training and get better and really work at, you know, uh, striving to be better in the community. You know, that's what I did. You know, I
Yeah,
started in the
clearly.
220s, and you know, I was
And
at the bottom or whatever, and hey, you know, it started moving up or whatnot. And
hold on, I was trying to re-rotate this so I can keep this charged on the. I have a phone rest, but anyway, but yeah, no, I totally agree. I like
it puts a
it's been
fire in
really.
somebody's butt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It encourages the people that haven't been active for a while to get themselves back out there. Not only that, but it's just been so nice to see, uh, people that that have one guy to gun for, and what is the next threshold. I mean, they see like the top guy, the top two guys, like, all right, well, what's going to take to beat this guy. Well, at least you know they have a more definitive placement of where they are in order to get them to where, like, what stands in their way. And I think it's great to have. It's always it's the momentum aspect that, there are this many steps left before you
Yeah.
get to the top spot. Okay, now you have 6 spots left. Okay, now you're down to 4 spots, and
Yeah.
it's been
You see that
really
progress.
it's been really cool to see so many people rise up and to hold such weight to the ranking
Oh
system.
yeah.
That,
Yeah.
and it's been, I don't know, it feels pretty good. It's definitely a privilege to be part of something like that and to provide something for the state of Ohio.
Oh yeah.
Though, because we got so many intensely great pullers in this state, and
Yes.
we definitely want to invigorate as many as possible.
I was just talking to somebody earlier, and I told him, I said, I wish Pennsylvania and West Virginia had the same thing that we did, and they took it seriously and had a nice list like this, because it would make it way easier trying to get some matches in my area, you
Yeah,
know, because as soon as I started and posted the Garage Wars uh, spiel on Facebook,
yeah,
the event for May 13th, the entire time I'm looking at the rankings and I'm like, okay, these guys would be great for a match. But I tell you what, it would be nice to have Ohio guys and have a list of 20 guys in PA and 20 guys in West Virginia, you know, and
hmm
because where I'm at, we're right in the center of the three states,
yeah.
you know.
That would be cool to orchestrate something like that. I mean, I know we had initially talked about setting something kind of centralized for all the all the Ohio um, pullers, like especially in the 154 class in particular. I mean, it I, very undisputed Palco, the top
Oh, yeah.
guy, both
Right.
arms, and then you have 2 through 8 that are constantly changing.
Yes,
There's always something new. Like you see,
exactly.
Adam Nail, number 2 for a while, or David Lee, or Terrence Allen, and now Chris Louise surprising us
Chris
at your
and
event.
Adam Nail had a screamer of a match at
I
the
was very
Kiwanis.
impressed.
That was an awesome match. I loved
Yeah.
watching that.
Yeah, I was very sorry to have missed that particular event. I had pulled in Northern Kentucky the week before,
Yeah.
and at that point, I had already had prior engagements. Otherwise, I would have at least came to watch. But
Oh, it was a blast. You know, I
it
was
looked like
lucky
it.
enough to be able to. I tried to do the live on YouTube via the cell phone, and it was real choppy. The internet connection wasn't the greatest. You know, it is what it is. You know, at that
Works when
point,
it wants to.
I was like, okay, you know, it was running, and as soon as it got running, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave it and pray to God that it holds up and keeps the connection.
Right.
And luckily, it did. It was choppy a lot of the time, but you know, there was times where you could really see what was going on. It was nice.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really it is really good to be able to uh, film the entire event at its raw, because that's kind of how I do my research on like what took place. And
Right,
a lot of
exactly.
guys I don't recognize, but the brackets are a huge help,
Oh
of
yeah,
course.
yeah. Oh yeah, massive. Um, so let's move on. Now you already kind of went over on you know where you got started in arm wrestling and everything. Uh, can you kind of delve into why you got started in arm wrestling?
Why?
Like the real reason for you. I know that your dad did it, and you obviously that's going to be that's going to have some weight on the subject. But is it like I just want to know kind of what your why is?
Well, a good reason is because it incentivizes me to stay in shape. Not only that, but it's something very unique from anything else. To be a professional arm wrestler, because the average person has no idea that that's even a thing in existence.
Yeah,
And why I stuck with it, I mean, is I always had fun with it as a kid, but I don't know, is there's just I've been to enough events with how with how exciting it is, and the excitement of like being on the table, being in the top two, being in the spotlight, and
yeah,
it's been really cool. But I think what I really like about arm wrestling and why I really got into it is because um, you know you see all these sports,
I
be it
do.
football, basketball, baseball, and team sports, and you definitely have y- y- you could definitely pinpoint and ascertain the individuals that were pivotal to the victory. But in arm wrestling, it is individual, and you only have yourself to congratulate for each victory, and you also only have yourself to hold accountable for the matches you do not for
Yeah,
your losses.
yeah. I
And
am like
so
totally. I love, even though I hate losing. I love how much you can learn from each individual loss. Like
exactly.
it's wild how much information you gather from one of those screaming matches that you end up
It
losing.
is a science. It is an
Oh yeah,
absolute science.
yeah. It's wild. Like how many details. I mean, they don't call it the sport of millimeters for nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, arm wrestlers are pro arm wrestlers eh, are are just built like no other. I mean, we are made to hold and pull in angles that are just unnatural.
yeah.
But we live for it.
I want. I'd like to know like some crazy stories of these arm wrestlers that go to doctors and what these doctors tell them, like, because I'm assuming doctors aren't seeing arm wrestlers, x-rays very often. I'd love to hear some crazy stories, one of these days.
Yeah, I know with I know in my father's case, they talk about his forearms,
Adjusting?
and whenever he had to be stuck with an IV, it was they have
Yeah.
you have the veins that they really like to it's like, oh,
Oh yeah.
that makes it so easy.
Yeah.
um but uh but I don't know, I think it's I- because it's something that's almost unheard of, to like doctors like, wait, you're a professional at this, oh man, and you're kind of looked at as somewhat of a local celebrity, or state level celebrity. So but I'm sure they see so much, build up that's in the elbow, or
Oh yeah. Yeah.
in layman's terms, golfer's elbow, I think is what it's called, for the inner
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
elbow.
I've gotten a lot of people that have, was surprised at the words professional arm wrestler. And then I've gotten a lot of people that kind of scoff and kind of brush it off as a non-legitimate sport, professional sport, and it kind of irritated me. The
Yeah.
the amount of work day in and day out that it takes to level up. You could
Yeah.
just willy nilly go through the arm wrestling community and just do whatever, and say you're a professional arm wrestler, but it really takes a lot of drive and a lot of discipline to really try to level up and better yourself in those ranks, and in mentally, and attempt to better yourself on the table and in the gym and in your normal life, because a lot of this stuff, it bleeds over into our regular lives and our families
Hmm.
and all that stuff. Sometimes they get the brunt of some bad issues that are going on with arm wrestling, like, say, like whenever I'm trying to cut weight, I tell you what, I feel bad for my family, and I thank God that they are uh easy on me, because I am not an easy person to be around whenever I'm trying to lose those 6 pounds for a couple days before a tournament.
it 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 really makes a difference with, whom supports you. I mean, my wife is a huge supporter in anything that I do, really, be it this arm wrestling, or my voice acting, or anything else. It really helps to have, kind of a network of support. But back to what you were
Yeah.
saying about how people brush off the sport, like, well, it's not a real sport, you're just using your arm. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's just
so you're saying an NFL kicker's not a real athlete? You're saying that
right.
they don't spend hours, days and weeks of years, developing their craft in, the three-step kick and the field goal. I mean, it's just, but the people that really get under my skin the most are those like, well, that's not real arm wrestling. You have to keep your whole body still, and keep your body
Yeah.
static and just move your arms only. Like, no,
It's
okay,
it's wild. It's wild, those people, like, how
how
oblivious they
uneducated.
are
They're
to.
uneducated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really sad. And I try to tell people, like, "Oh, well, you know, this is a full body sport, whenever you put your elbow on that table, your hand is connected to the rest of your body."
Right.
So, and they don't want to hear it a
And
lot of the
and
time.
and
They just
what they don't seem to understand is, like, moving your body in and of itself while your elbow is planted on the elbow pad, that's not advantageous in itself. You have to have strong enough fingers and a wrist to be able to drive the other person's hand down to your side of the pad. I mean,
yeah.
the reason that you move your body is, well, predominantly safety, but also it's to, out leverage your opponent, and that's what the average average uneducated folk out there don't seem to don't seem to understand.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's wild, man. I've had some some people really just kind of get weird with it. But
I remember back when I was in school, someone got mad. Like we were sitting down on a desk, some stupid angle, but anyway, even sitting down, and shifted my doing the old shift like, well, you can't do that, you move your body. I'm like, all right, come on, do it. And then I was letting him go the entire time, like, all right, whenever you're ready. And and just wait until they get worn out, and then slowly pull like my arm back. All right, I'm moving my arm only. Like
right, exactly.
so like, how about that now?
All right. Yeah, all right. Let's move on to the next topic if you don't mind.
Sure.
I wanted to talk with you about your relationship with your dad, and involving arm wrestling. Like, do you guys train together? Like, where do you get your style from? And just in general, like your training with your dad, and just your arm wrestling relationship with him.
He and I are pretty inseparable, honestly, when it comes to this sport. And he's definitely been my best friend. He he basically he raised me like himself, like from the time I was 15. When my parents divorced. So suffice it to say, he taught me a lot about
Yeah,
being adult at somewhat of a relatively an early age. But anyway, as far as the training goes, um, he and I do train together. Because I'll go to his place, and he has he has his own setup. Like we have like a one of those Valor Smith stations that we that have like all these. I'm guessing I think it's like 12 pegs or
yeah,
something that we work different angles. Every single particular um, exercise that we do and emulates a match scenario to some
yeah,
capacity. So yeah, we do that. We do things like that between 3 to 4 times a week, and I try to attend a practice once a week, or at least once every other week. Uh,
yeah,
with various clubs or various pullers. But yeah, he and I are mostly together. Especially back when he was competing. Um, he doesn't go to as many practices with me these days, but he will still go watch
yeah,
all these endeavors with
yeah,
me. So we I'd say about like 95% of the sport that I that I'm part of. Like he is with me to some capacity, whether he's um, competing with me or whether he's lifting with me or uh, kind of kind of like setting these goals for me. Is like, all right, I need you to do this amount of weight and pull back. This is what I think this would be a good goal for you to have. And so we just keep
that's
working. So
awesome.
he's kind of my trainer, and I'm very I definitely value that. I'm very very fortunate to be able to do something like that with him. So
Yeah,
suffice it to say, we have a pretty close relationship, and yeah, I'm very very grateful.
yeah. I gotta say, Greg, as far as that with your dad, I am 100% jealous of the availability that you have with your dad, and the close relationship that you have with him.
Yeah.
I wish all the time, that my dad was still around and was able to go down this path with me, because whenever my father was with us, he loved the whole arm wrestling idea, and he would always go like this. He'd always go, feel that. He had
Right.
a rock hard forearm, and I don't understand where it come from, but his forearm is it was like that. It was just like a nice big bulge, but he never really focused on training arm wrestling or nothing like that, But it's
Well,
definitely something really cool, that you're able to spend that time with your dad, and really learn from him.
it really is. I mean, I'm definitely grateful to like be able to go to all these trips like Missouri, Orlando for Worlds this past year. But I mean, it should definitely speak volumes to uh, to you and for anybody else that doesn't have that particular um availability. The fact that they got to where they are at this particular level themselves. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
that
exactly.
speaks a lot of volumes to their self discipline. So I mean, that's more credit to you, honestly.
Well, yeah, I tell you, it's a whole lot easier for someone to get better whenever they have someone in their corner.
It really is. It is advantageous. And I definitely I am one I can say for 100% certain that I am where I am because of him. I am a product of his wisdom, his teachings, his leadership, and I think with everything I learned from him, it kind of cascaded to me being, uh, I guess, a somewhat decent leader in the ranking systems.
Chucky Peterson asks, "Who's Greg's dad?" I'm unfamiliar. I apologize. Now, Chucky's in the sport probably about the same amount of time as I am, but a little under 2 years. If you want, maybe just briefly go over who your dad is and kind of explain to him, about your dad.
Okay, so Chucky, my father's name is Bill Arnold. If you ask a lot of people in his generation, I mean, even in my generation, and especially in the state, they definitely know him. He has been in the sport for 41 years. As like he started in 1981, back when he was in college. He has won maybe 50, almost 50 state titles. With I think he had won a national title. Actually, just last year he did. He had been he actually was in the Over the Top movie or in the Over the Top tournament. So he is definitely old school, mid '80s, late '80s, early '90s. You know, top guys. Along with Cobra. Back back when he was up there. He had been in 154 and 165s for quite a long time back in that time, but he had had wins on Norm Devio, Frank Walkuski,
Wow.
Burt Whitfield back in their primes. So he was definitely up there. Like the only elite guy that my dad could never overcome would be Dave Patton. And for those, Dave Patton obviously is
Massive name.
the
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, um, but yeah, so my dad in a nutshell, he is an incredibly gifted teacher. When it comes to really anything, but this sport especially, he has a lot of passion for it. He he along with if you guys remember Harley Maynard, Gerald Deese, and the McSherrys, they all kind of helped put the state of Ohio on the map. Back in the '80s. So my dad is definitely one of the for lack of a better term, one of the OGs.
That's
But yeah, that's it. He's got a huge legacy, and I uh, I could spend 5 lifetimes trying to build the legacy that he does, and I don't think I could ever I could ever get there. But yeah, he's definitely worthy of all the praises. I'm just grateful that I've learned a lot from him. But
well,
anyway, yes, that is
Greg.
Bill Arnold.
If you listen to anything, I mean, you're definitely starting your own legacy, and I appreciate it.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to.
Um, let's let's go ahead and talk about what you got planned for 2023. What tournaments you got scheduled and whatnot for 2023. What do you got on the docket?
So as of right now, I have only prepared up to the month of March, but I'm definitely going to the Ale House on the 7th of January. I had debated if I wanted to go to Illinois State, but I haven't. I really want to, but I'm
That's
trying to
what the
track.
end of
That's the end of
January, isn't it?
January.
Yeah,
I want to say it was I don't know if it was the 21st or the 28th. I can't remember. But anyway, uh, let's see. Oh yeah. So and then in light of recent developments, I'm going to BAL. I've got a match with the uprising Logan Cooper.
Yeah.
So I got that going on, and I have
Now is that match right or left?
left.
Oh, oh wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Now now while we're on that subject, which one of your arms do you feel is your go-to and or stronger or more competent arm?
Stronger, competent at this time, I would say my right. Yeah, I definitely have more strength, but I definitely have a better top roll left, and I would say I'm faster left than I am right.
Gotcha.
Um, with someone like Logan, I'm going to need a lot more than just speed in order to pull that one off. He's definitely an intensely good competitor in my research and in seeing how he's been doing the last few months. He's certainly impressed me and has earned his way. And yeah,
Logan's
he's
another one. He's
going to
another one
keep me on my toes.
that I give my hat off to, because he just started, you know, like I want to say like maybe a
Yeah,
year ago,
summer of
maybe a year,
2021, I think. I
yeah,
think
something like that.
2021.
And he has gotten so well, in such a short amount of time. It's really really awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's been really amazing to see all these people come out
Oh
from
yeah,
the state.
yeah.
But then finally I have the Arnold Classic in the first weekend of March. So I've been trying to train and get myself prepped for that. I'm but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any I'm not I don't plan on doing any events in February as I don't want to risk
Yeah.
hurting myself for the Arnold because my goal is to win one match at the Arnold. I almost did last year. I fouled out to Josh Grant when,
Okay.
when I was poised to pinning him. I went inside with him and I was poised to pinning him, and
Yeah.
then I then I fouled out.
So you got Ale House January 7th, and that is being put on by the Filthy Animals Arm Wrestling
Yeah,
Club
Juan Ortega.
and Mr. Juan Ortega. He is the tournament director for that. So that's going
Yep.
to be a great event. I'll be up
I,
there helping ref for that one. So that will be
awesome.
a good time.
Suffice to say, I'm only going to go right-handed that
Yeah.
event. Yeah.
Yeah. I do believe I'm going to pull also, and I'll most likely only be doing right also because my left is junk. I mean, I tell you, it's
we
bad.
all we all have the worst arm,
Yeah,
that in terms of strength or in terms of technique. I mean, we all have our styles, and
yeah.
it's pretty crazy how the different arms that we have, like they're also in different styles. Like for what we
Oh
lack
yeah,
in
yeah.
strength, we make up for in different
Right.
movements. Like maybe we're better shoulder pressers with one arm, or we're only good back pressures. It's uh, yeah,
Yeah,
yes, DJ, party arm.
yeah. Definitely party arm. My left will show up every once in a while out of practice, and that's the only time it ever shows up. And it only shows up in a hook. I
Mhm.
cannot go this way with my left at all. It's the worst. If I try to do that, it's just that it just
Yeah.
does not work. Does not work.
It's and that goes back to your point with how hard we have to work in order to
Oh yeah.
not only not only getting stronger, but or getting fundamentally better with different styles. Whether because in order to be elite, you have to be fundamentally good in as a top roller or a hook or pressing and just being able to adapt if somebody is feeling better than you in a certain style that day. But also staying healthy, knowing how to
Yeah.
recover, not building up. I mean, especially now that I'm in my 30s, going in my mid 30s, uh, I have to preserve what I build.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of reverse. And I know Kevin Palco does a video on extensors and how they're important. Just anything to stay balanced.
Can you
Works
can you
best.
delve into your recovery program? Like how many days a week do you have to recover in order to feel sufficient for a practice and or a tournament and whatnot?
Um,
Like go into your
so
recovery.
so so let's say a practice is like Saturday. I I will not do anything heavy after like Wednesday. Thursday, I might do something, but it would be something like uh, i- incredibly lightweight with some reps, just enough to get a pump. Now, not not lightweight to where you burn yourself, but enough to kind of get a little bit of a pump, so that way you have some blood flow
Yeah.
and kind of encourages the you know some recovery points. But in between workouts or off days, I should say, I like to do, one of those elastic bands to where you're pushing this way, where you use like the
Yeah.
the delt, the delt. Um,
Yeah.
I do that, and extensors, and if I have to, depending on how I'm feeling. I mean, I definitely want to make sure I stretch. It, as many times as possible, because we're I think the human body is not meant to maintain the tightness
Right.
24/7. So I do make sure I constantly stretch my arms, regardless of what I'm doing. Like I'm sitting in the office or I'm working from home, I try and stretch and just rotate my wrists slowly, and
Yeah.
any way that I can to kind of encourage healing and recovery. And honestly, don't underestimate the power of rest. You may think that if you're not doing a workout in like 3 days or maybe even 4 days, that you're going to get weak. That's that. In my case, it's it's definitely the opposite, because there had been a while to where I wasn't able to do any side pressure because my elbow was just hurting. So we
Yeah.
focused a lot on back pressure, and then I started doing a lot of the reverse stuff, and then eventually my elbow started feeling better, and then um, therefore I'm able to stay healthy, and therefore my maxes were able to increase from there. So that's kind of my it's kind of my so yeah, I would say, when it comes to practices in between um, an event or a tournament, I don't do a practice sooner than 2 weeks in between.
Right.
But to get ready for a practice, I give myself about 3 days tops. Of rest in between, but I may do some hand grips to keep some kind of a blood flow. Um,
Yeah.
uh, Christian, I guess we'll see. I'm trying to work on a press right now.
Let's
So
actually let's go ahead and catch up with the chat.
yeah,
I've kind of neglected it a little bit. Um,
yeah. Sorry, what's going on and on.
let's go ahead and look at that real quick and catch up with that real fast, and then we'll go on to the next topic. Let's scroll up. Let's see here. We
I
got
think.
Chucky Peterson in the house. We thank him for being here. Joel
Thanks for
Cagle says,
subscribing, Chucky.
"Yeah, for sure. He's been a great supporter, and he's on the schedule to be on the podcast in future weeks. So we appreciate his commitment to the community. Joel Cagle is in the house. We appreciate him being here. He says Bill Arnold, an OG.
Yeah, he really
Definitely,
is. He really is.
definitely. Johnny Jarrett's here. Heard rumors about Greg Arnold versus Logan Cooper. How's that match going to go? You are correct. The rumors are true. We'll talk about the BAL in a little bit more depth here in a little bit. Let's see here. Christian's there. Christian's here. That's my guy. One
How
of
you
my
doing, Jen?
one of my great friends and trainers. Really, him and Josh Batchelor are the ones that taught me and Josh Croxall how to do everything.
Nice.
It was them, since the beginning. We appreciate all their help.
Good group of
Chucky,
guys.
he subscribed to your channel 4 months back, so that's good.
Thanks, Chucky.
I think we're both right around a little over 100, I do believe.
Yeah, you have more than I do. Yeah.
I think I'm like, what am I, 136? And last I checked, you were like 117. So hopefully we can get up to the 200 range by the end of the year. That would be sweet.
That'd be awesome. I need to
So
do a lot better
everybody
with
share the
sharing
stream
content.
and make sure you guys are subscribed and like the video and everything. If you guys can, just jump out of the live chat, hit the like button, share the video to your social medias, and help us get up our subscribers up to 200 by the end of the year. That would be great. We appreciate everybody for helping also and being here. Let's see here. I scrolled back down by accident. Let's see here. Christian says Logan is a beast. Yep. He'll be, I think Logan's going to come to our practice tomorrow, I do believe. Daniel Fenton, got to pull the party arm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Daniel wiped the floor with all them big boys at the Kiwanis event. I mean,
I have no doubt. I have no doubt whatsoever. He is definitely the top, like other than Todd Hutchings, he is definitely the top Ohio puller. He has proven that many times.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What do you think that match would look like, him and Todd Hutchings?
I mean, Dan,
I didn't get to see anybody slow Daniel down, so I have no idea what his capabilities are and where his level is. I know I've seen some of his lifts are wild, and he's very strong. But
personally, I think Dan would hold his own for like the first match, maybe two, and he might like take his hand. But with Todd's style, the key is to be incredibly fast at top roller. He does not like speed. Like you can have people that are like incredibly beastly strong. I mean, I just don't foresee anybody in the state like strength versus strength. Anybody taking Todd. I mean, you could take his hand, but that literally is just half the battle. You also have to be able to like the top roll this way. People get stuck in the in kind of like a pure pronating top roll, whereas you need to top roll back this way and immediately get him past his shoulder before he can even get. I mean, he doesn't really need a shoulder. It looks like to
he kind of
stay in there.
Goes like that and just uses that side pressure. It's wild.
But I mean, I would love. With that said, I would love to see how that plays out. I wouldn't be surprised if DJ actually would get maybe one win on Todd, but to do it 3 times, that's another another league in itself. But no, I would definitely like a chance to see something like that.
I tell you what, as long as East Ohio arm wrestling continues to grow
he's earned the chance to, for sure.
In the trajectory that we're growing, I would love to see the ability of East Ohio arm wrestling, our club, being able to help facilitate some of these big matches. I would really love to be able to see that.
That would be cool.
Bring those big names into our area. I would love to help out in that regard.
That would be really cool. So
keep an eye out for that, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Joel Cagle asks, who are Greg's best wins each arm? Can you give me one win per arm, each arm, that you're the most proud of? We're missing your audio.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah,
okay.
We can hear you.
I would say my best wins right-handed were probably back when I did WAL. And the biggest win I would say I had was Scott Wynn, Shea McLaughlin. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was a pretty big name in like the mid 2000s and the 2010s. He was pretty big in the 2010s. But Scott Wynn, Shea McLaughlin, and Mike Dawson, they were all in the class that day. I took second to Todd Hutchings that day. I almost flash pinned him. I almost flash pinned him that day. So that was my proudest day, or at least my proudest wins. And I guess left-handed, I'm trying to think, because I mean, I know I don't pull quite as much left as I do right. left, I'd say Cody Smith, back in October 2021, in Northern Kentucky, because he and I had an impromptu super match, like the night before. I remember he challenged me. That was my funnest match ever. Like with that arm, because he cooked me the first match in the
Yeah.
strap, and it's like, okay, now I really got to think. I can't out back pressure him, so let's go side, and then eventually I got him based off of speed and side that day. I mean, it would be a different result today, but I remember that being a really really particularly fun match. So I would say right-handed, um, between Scott Wynn and I'd say Scott Wynn and Shea McLaughlin right, and left, probably Cody Smith.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see here. Let's go back to the chat just to get caught up. Christian asks, how's Greg's press on the left?
I guess we'll.
He said, we'll find out.
Yeah. I definitely don't have the press left that I do right-handed. I'll just say that, but I'm trying to work on it though.
Yeah.
I'm starting to not be as one dimensional.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely good to have a bunch of different, different moves in your repertoire. You don't want to be
Absolutely.
one-sided all the time.
Absolutely.
We got one of the guys in our group. He's fairly one move. That's his move. He's very good at it, but
Yeah.
if he's in any of the other moves, he's totally cooked. So we're
Sure.
trying to work with him and work on how to defend once he gets into those bad spots. You got to learn to defend if somebody cooks you in your move. You got to be able to defend against their move. So we're really
Absolutely.
working with him and trying to help him out in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here. Logan Cooper is in the chat, or at least he was, and says, going to be a great match. I'm really glad I'm getting the opportunity.
Yeah, likewise. It's definitely a privilege. I can't wait to grip up.
Yeah. Chuck Peterson asks, is Greg a 198 pounder? Yes.
Yeah, I'm naturally standing at 188 right now, 190. But yeah, I pull in the 198 class in the standard.
Now, I'm surprised. You're not that far off of 176. I'm surprised that you just don't cut the 10 pounds and just pull 176.
It's really really hard to. I mean, it's
Now, are you a lean 188, 190 right now?
I'm fairly lean. Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, I got some definition in in the abs, so I mean, I'm fairly lean. But I mean, I could stand to lose maybe a few more pounds if I really really tried, but I I I don't really. I don't know. At this time, I don't really desire to, because I love food. I like being able to I like being able to go Friday night, and
Yeah.
not having to worry about weighing in the night before and having Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Having that
Yeah.
kind of a first world problem.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I like. I mean, major props to the people that do that manage to cut the weight and still be one of the top guys in that class, because
Yeah.
at least in my case, or at least how my body handles it, if I'm having to cut quite a bit, I tend to feel somewhat weaker. And I know it depends on in it how quickly you lose the weight. But I don't know. I mean, I like going into it feeling solid, feeling strong, and
Yeah.
not having to
Yeah.
sacrifice as much. At least I think that's an advantage. But it doesn't stop people that are naturally like 208 that cut to 198 that are just so big
Yeah.
in stature.
Yeah.
People like Niles Anderson, or even Cody. If you could still
Yeah.
get to 198, they're pretty big dudes. So
Yeah.
so props to all of them for being able to do it. But I mean, I may try to do one. So I mean, I'll see how it goes if I happen to cut. But right now, I like being at 190 because that's where Arm Fighter is 190.
Oh, okay.
So I like pulling at like Brewskis and the strongest badge
Yeah,
events, the
I
190
gotcha.
class.
Yeah. Daniel Fenton says, "How do you get into the BAL?" And
In my
that,
case, I was invited from.
yeah,
Oh, sorry, I was invited from John
yeah.
Isola.
So Daniel, if you're still watching, it is pretty much an invite aspect. You know, we can definitely try to make something happen if you're interested. You can maybe make some suggestions somewhere.
He needs to be in it. DJ definitely needs to be in it
Yeah.
because he is the guy to beat.
Yes.
Other
Yes.
with the exception of
The
top
whole part
he's
is the whole thing is who do you get? Who is able? Who can we get? You know, Blaze does a great job with the promotion. And I'm curious on who he would be able to bring in to face Daniel. I would love to see it.
I'm trying to think. Like, do I know anybody from Pennsylvania that's super that would? I think I'd like to see him. Wayne Withers has traveled to Ohio. I'd like to see how he'd handle Wayne.
That'd be fun. They're
That'd be
both top rollers, correct?
yeah, yeah. DJ's just an absolute brick
Yeah.
wall that
Yeah.
I've seen him, and seeing him how he top rolled Chris Chandler. I mean, that's he. I mean, back at Quest for the Best last year. I mean, he definitely was the only one that gave him a real run. So
Oh yeah, yeah. He
yeah,
just said
but
that.
although Wayne is injured
Yeah,
now, he did just hurt himself to Tim
that's right.
Breston. But that would have been a good match to see, to be
Well,
honest.
everybody, if anybody's watching has some ideas on
He needs to
who
go up to
DJ
that
could
guys.
face, and let's try to make it happen. I think he's definitely the man to beat for sure. Let's see here. Christian says, I definitely wouldn't write off Daniel gripping up with him at the tournament. Unmovable object. I think he was talking about whenever we was talking
With
about,
Todd Hutchings, yeah.
yeah, Todd Hutchings. Yeah. Yeah. I think I saw that, and I think Christian hit, and then Daniel just went like this.
Yeah.
just did just the, all
the
right.
the dad I think
Yeah.
they call it the dad move.
Yeah. Just
uh,
go sit
yeah,
down,
no,
son.
he's Daddy DJ, is
Daddy
everybody's dad.
DJ. There you go. Daddy DJ Fenton. There it is. Jeff Wilkerson, he's here. Wilkie. He says, "Evening, boys. Finally made it in. Hope all is well. Thanks for being here." Joel says, "Good wins." I agree also.
Yeah, those were fun ones.
Christian says, "I remember your right press was nasty, Greg."
Yeah, I mean I remember that. I mean, I couldn't do anything with Christian's hand that day. So the
Christian's
press
hand
was
is wild.
it's crazy. It is
Yeah.
so crazy strong.
Yes.
Another win I definitely want to point out right-handed was pretty much every one of them at that Northern Kentucky tournament that I had the super match with Cody Smith. I also had a super match with Aaron Duncan. I defeated him, you know, 3-0 that day. Yeah, I think the result would be different now, but I mean that's another pretty good win. Even though like he's lighter than I am, it was a monumental one. And then I had Alan Burgett take it second place. Brandon Simpson was in that class too, and I won that class that day. So it was definitely a lot of tense competitors. But anyway, sorry, moving on.
So let's see here. Jason Robinette can give some insight on this. I'm not sure what he's talking about on that one.
Probably talking about the BAL. I think I saw him when he was talking about how do you get into the BAL. Probably talking to DJ.
Gotcha.
And DJ said, "Hell yeah."
Joel Cagle, I'm definitely looking forward to just pulling up to 176 and not cutting to 154. Nice. I'd like to grip
it
one
definitely
day
felt
with
good. It definitely feels
the-
good once you're moving up in weight. If it's towards your natural weight, it's better to, in my opinion, to get absolutely as peak strong as you can. And that's looking forward to it.
All right, Wayne injured. Yeah, we got that.
Yep.
Got that.
He just tore his bicep.
Daniel Fenton says, with Chandler, I was off for 2 years before pulling him. Haha. I'm 20% stronger now. Boom.
Yeah, DJ's on another level. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. Jason Robinette says Todd and DJ. I'm thinking that might be the match to go after if we can afford it.
Yeah.
I've heard Todd's price list is in the thousands, and he's like, I want to say 3 or 4 hours away from me. So I'm guessing it would at least cost.
Was he like in Marietta or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say it's going to cost probably, $2,500 to $3,500, probably even up to $4,500 to get them here. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know it's going to be expensive, but hey, if it pays the way, hey, would be fun.
Yeah.
And like I said, as long as we keep growing, I'm willing to anything that we get into through the arm wrestling club, it goes right back into the arm wrestling. Our club is not doing anything for profit. So
yeah, I mean, it would definitely take a few promoters to collaborate and kind of pull in some sources.
And I'm definitely willing to do that for sure. Let's see here. Jason wrote up in that. Yeah, right. So Todd and DJ, we got a couple of live streams tonight. The Drew 24 says we got a couple arm wrestling related live streams tonight. Nice. I think 98% was going on tonight. I know ours was just it's scheduling conflicts and everything, and it is what it is. I'm going to be doing these live stream episodes at the convenience of the guest is pretty much what I'm going to be doing. And I appreciate you coming on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
That would be hype. Caleb Frank says. Caleb, I love pulling that kid. He's such a good kid. Caleb Frank.
Yeah, I pulled with him at Ale House last year. Yeah. He's definitely got he's got a promising future. And,
yes, he does.
He's got a lot of tenacity.
Justin Farrer says Todd Allen Jackson versus Sonny Gay's Gus's. Not sure.
That should be a good one.
Oh, at Gus's. When is that? Their next event?
Yeah, I don't know what date that is specifically, but I know they have one like twice a year. They have one in December, and I'm trying to remember what day. I don't know if it was either May or June that they have it, but I could be wrong. But yeah, they usually he has it twice a year.
Let me ask you real quick. What do you got going on in June?
IFA Nationals is not in June this year, is it? Or because I don't think I have any. I don't at this time. I don't have any commitments in June. I'll have to.
Let me throw this out here. This out here, Greg. I thought about this long and hard today. We have. I don't know if you saw Kevin's video from last June, the Pottery Festival.
Okay.
So.
All right.
You remember the Pottery Festival? If you ever seen that,
I thought you said party, but yeah, I remember pottery. I remember
Pottery Festival.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So the 5 super matches. This year we are just focusing on those 5 super matches. So we're not planning on not having. We're planning on not having a tournament, and
having a main card.
We're just having a main card, and maybe expanding that to a undercard also, maybe even doing that Friday night or something. I don't know, but we'll talk about that later. But what do you think about coming and helping me on the mic?
On the mic?
On the mic, and then also maybe we get you a super match, and then I'm on the mic for your super match, and then maybe you get on the mic whenever you're done with your super match. So it's kind of like a Ryan Bowen kind of
Right.
situation.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely definitely a good opportunity. It's one of those things where I have to kind of think about because if I'm doing, I emceed one time. It was at Jose's charity tournament back in I want to say it was July. But
Gotcha.
anyway, uh, if I'm doing a super match with especially somebody like that's competitive or like ahead of me, likely, I definitely want to make sure my mindset is in the is in the game. But I will definitely consider it. I
Yeah.
will get back with you. I'll think about it for a little bit.
Because I was trying. I've been talking to a couple others, and I really, it's hard to think of somebody that is able to do well on the mic. I do okay, I think,
Yeah,
but I'm still I'm only 2 years into the sport, so I'm still learning to MC these events and stuff like that. But
just because I'm a voice actor doesn't mean like I'm pleasant to listen to all day.
gotcha,
That doesn't
right?
mean that they want to hear my voice.
Gotcha.
I'm
Well,
not
just
the
keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, and
but
we can talk
yeah,
about that later.
I'll definitely think about it for sure.
Let's see here. Let's get caught up. Hutchin charges more to pull anyone like.
DJ.
Yeah, yeah. He might do his homework and end up wanting $5,000 for it.
Yeah,
Who knows? Who knows? Hey, but the worst that you ask,
sure.
you find out what the information is, and then just go from there. Joel Cagle says, hopefully I can get up to Brewski's next year, and I plan to play in that 190 class. Ooh. Joel, if you're still in the chat, what are you weighing now after your match at Monster Factory? Oh no. Looks like Greg lost connection. Oh no, phone just shut off. Oh boy. Hopefully he can get back up on their phone shut off. I wonder why the phone shut off. Joel, we already have a match set up for Kevin for that event. Greg says, hold on, stand by. Just to make sure we have it. Okay. What did he say here? Not sure what happened. It was in the charger the whole time. Maybe the port lost connection. We got 20 people watching. I really do not want to close this stream and start another one. Hopefully Greg can get back in. It says guest left. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to be a couple minutes. So let's just look at the chat, everybody. Let me go back up. All right, so we're at Joel Cagle. Hopefully, I can get up to Brewskis next year playing at 190 class. So let's see how that works out for Joel. Jason Robinette. I'm going on my 5th year in the sport and have been lucky to practice and pull with some really strong guys. And I have to say, DJ now is up there with the strongest I've felt. I didn't get to grip up with DJ at all yet, but I'd like the opportunity to feel the unmovable object. It'd be fun. Hopefully, DJ might go to Ale House. I'm hoping maybe get to see him up there. The Drew 24. It's great to see arm wrestling to the level where we have it now. Worry about stepping on toes on streams. It's a good sign of AW growth. Yeah. I just try to make it easy on everybody as well as I can. Let's see, Caleb Franks. Well, thanks, guys. I'm sure we'll have plenty of battles in the future. Yeah. Mike Williamson's in the chat. Hi, Mike. We'll get down your guys' way here soon enough. Kegel Bagel, what's up? Drew24 says. Jason Robinette said, dude, you would kill it on the mic. I'm assuming he's talking to Greg. Yeah, I think he would too. And then Greg lost connection. Christian asks, how many spots are open yet for Pottery Festival? I have 4 confirmed matches already for it. I don't 100% know what the limit I'm going to stop at. It depends on the festival itself and the availability of time that we have for the event. Either way, Christian, I want you involved and there with me no matter what. Joel Cagle says, get me up there and I'll run the mic and pull Kevin. Right. Yeah, like I said, he already has a match for that against Oath of Loving. I do believe that is already public. Hold on, stand by. Not sure what happened in the charger the whole time. Joel's weighing 170. Man, looking strong. Looking strong. Daniel Fenton says Greg would definitely be a better commentator than Bowen. Hands down. That's funny. Still charging. Jason says, I'll come chat. Greg also charging and running live stream, video, etc. at the same time can cause it to overheat. Might be the issue. Maybe. The Drew 24 says use some frozen veggies to cool it down. There we go. He's back. There we go. Jeff Wilkinson asked, who is Kevin pulling at the Pottery Festival? Jeff Kevin Palco is pulling Oath of Loving at the Pottery Festival. They originally was supposed to pull last year, but some scheduling conflicts come up and Otha wasn't able to pull at that event. So Josh Batchelor stepped in for him for that event. So we're going to have a redo this year, and Otha has, committed to the match. So we're going to see that match this year, and definitely looking forward to it. Kevin is definitely looking forward to that match also.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Greg.
Okay, good.
Make sure did your phone, did it die?
It just died. Yeah, it just shut off. Like it just died. And
it still had battery?
It gave me that little red blink. So like, I don't know.
Make sure it's charging. Look,
It was charging the entire time. So that's the funny thing. But I think
mine is
I did
charging
move
and
it.
it's still going down. I
Okay,
just went
I
from
did.
21 to 20
Well,
as I looked.
what happened was that a while ago I had moved it to my laptop, and I guess I did hear it disconnect at one point, and maybe it just wasn't getting the connection. I'm gonna keep it here from now on. I'm hoping that it doesn't overheat, and yeah, but I was able to stay on for like a good like 70 minutes, 80 minutes of it. But
Yeah.
but anyway,
What
uh,
time do you need to be getting going?
um, I can stay for 15 more minutes, and then I should take off.
I
I'll be here
think
for 15 more minutes.
I think we are about halfway through my list.
It's okay.
Dude,
Gotta gotta love technology.
I was telling Kevin whenever we were on the podcast last week. I said it's easy to just get into a rhythm, and then those minutes just they tick by.
Doesn't help when
Really.
technology is the way it is too.
Oh, I
So,
tell you, it's
but
easy just to lose our time and just boom. It's just next thing you know, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and I look down and I say, Kevin, we're 2 hours plus right now. We're gonna have to
oh,
wrap it up.
with the topic you love, you can't help it.
Oh, I know, right? I know.
All
And I'm
right.
looking at my battery now. It's saying 20%. And I was charging it the entire time, so I don't understand.
Yeah. Technology
Let's
when it
see
works.
here. So let's get back to oh, 1 second. Johnny Jarrett says would love to have a Northern Ohio arm wrestling versus East Ohio arm wrestling. Game of arm style sometimes. But I don't think I would have enough guys with how fast you guys grew. Yeah.
Just
I
get
tell
your
you
best.
what,
Get your
we're
best of the best.
yeah, we're doing fairly well. We started with 2, went to 4. We're averaging right around 10 to 13 every week now. For the last, I want to say the last 3 weeks, something like that. We might have had an off week here and there, but it's over 10 every week. It's awesome.
That sounds
Let's see
awesome.
here. Charger cables, yeah. Yo, Josh, ready to pull tomorrow. Can't hardly wait. Yeah, we got practice tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. All right, so we're caught up on the chat. Let's hit a couple more points on the list here. So what do you have a club that you actually train with, or is it
Yeah,
just like you and your dad?
a couple of clubs. We pull with Brothers in Arms. We're part of the team Brothers in Arms that is in Southwest Ohio. That consists of Josh and Jarrell Kane. Well, Jarrell doesn't pull as much anymore, but Josh Koenig is one of the founders of the team. Then like I said, you have Niles. You have uh, uh, Josh Rice. There we go. For some reason, I was I was definitely drawing a blank there. Those guys and Terrence Allen, um, and those guys, they pull up in Huber Heights in Southwest Ohio. Sometimes I'll also pull with the last Armbenders over in Columbus with Jack Jacobson,
Yeah,
Anatol Barsukov.
I think
So kind of
that's
alternate.
probably our best bet to hit a practice up together because I think that's only like 3 hours or whatnot. But
Yeah.
um,
It's an hour and a half for me.
yeah, yeah,
But
Columbus is 3 hours for me.
wow.
Yeah, but I mean it's worth it if
Good group. Both great groups.
yeah.
Both a lot of talent there.
Um, let me see here. Since we don't have a whole lot of time, let's can you delve just real quick into the Twitch streaming? You mentioned something about you're a Twitch streamer. Like
Yeah.
what what are you streaming on that?
Video games mostly.
Okay, what
And
games?
so it all sorts of things from retro, like back in the Super NES days, the old NES days. But I also play what are known as bullet hells. There are games called like Cuphead, uh, Undertale. Then there's Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I also occasionally stream games that I voiced.
Wow.
It's good to kind of just have a little fun with it and kind of critique how I did, and have the chat guess, oh, which character am I?
Wow. What did DJ say? If you guys ever get over by Port Clinton, shoot me a message. We can get some table time. Awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make a point to head over to Western Ohio and just get uh, a Saturday where there's like multiple practices going on and hit couple different practices and then just maybe get a hotel room or something.
I need to pull as many different arms as possible.
Yeah, exactly. You get so much information about yourself and about other people. Just
Yeah,
gripping up. You ain't even got to pull hard. You just feel
feel
what
them out. Yeah,
those other hands feel like, and I tell you what, it's worth a lot of time and effort to do that.
absolutely.
So if you can, my last question is going to be, what are your goals for arm wrestling for yourself? Like what do you want to see in the community, or for you personally, and just maybe in the next 5 years or something like that.
Next 5 years. Well, my goal right now is to win a match in the Arnold Classic, a match. I can go 1 and 2. I don't care, but I definitely want to win one match in the Arnold. In the next 5 years, I want to win a national title, and I also want to be ranked in arm fighter.
Aw-
Uh, you know,
Those are some good. Those are
both
some real
arms,
goals.
definitely good goals. And what I would also like to see from a community standpoint, at least in the state of Ohio, is have at least in the open class, or maybe masters, But I mean, I guess we'll see what 5 years does. But I want to see about having all 20 spots filled in every class. Like I want to see
Yeah.
every class completely full.
I would love to see the
Compare
ladies list grow.
ladies, yes.
I would love to see the ladies list grow.
Especially the ladies. I mean, it is definitely a high demand in in seeing the competitors. I mean, I you could definitely see the growing number in in the female genre.
That's
But
that's
I know
the that's the
there's
$1 million question though, is what can we do to get more ladies to come to tournaments? That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
yeah. I know there was a I know there are some events that kind of lower the cash price for women in relation to to the men. So I think that might be one avenue to start off with. But also I don't know. I mean, it's a really good question. I know we've had a couple of women in Brothers in Arms, but I don't know. I mean, eh, maybe there just hasn't like quite been enough main card matches that have women in there
Yeah,
to like invigorate some of these women to get started.
yeah,
So maybe if we see more main card, maybe someday like have some kind of an event of 5 super matches of maybe a woman only super match or something.
yeah, yeah,
That might be a pretty decent start because if we can have an amateur only national tournament, or world amateurs in Buena Park back when they had it. Why not have something for you know women? I mean, because we definitely want to
yeah.
increase the activity in all sorts of classes.
I'm definitely trying to get Christina Casto a match for one of my events, whether it be for Garage Wars and or the Pottery Festival. So I think she sent me a name that she'd like to pull, but I never got an answer back on it. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that that comes through. But Christina's on another level than most. But
yeah, she really is.
yeah. So I mean, I just love having her involved in any of my events anyway. Whether it just her being there or refing or anything. I just
Yeah,
appreciate everything that she does for the sport. But
yeah.
so what do we got here?
Good dressing like Magic
Daniel
Mike.
Fenton's like dressed like Magic Mike. Probably scared more than anything. That would be hilarious.
No, 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 no one would be as scared as me.
That would be great. If anybody disagrees, they're wrong. Let's see. The Drew 24 says, Greg, what's your favorite living voice actor? Mine is like John DiMaggio.
DiMaggio,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's Bender from Futurama. He's done so many things in animations.
Okay.
He is an icon in the voiceover industry.
Nice. Many great ones, really. Probably named 10 easy. Tough to choose for me, though.
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite. Um, uh, my favorite would definitely be Trey Parker from South Park. He does
Oh,
so
yeah.
many. He does so many
Yeah.
voices, and it's just crazy. And he's a halfway decent singer, like in the show. Like everything he does in the show, and then the
Mm-hmm.
different accents that he does. It's so funny. And even though that it's quoted impersonated poorly, it's, I don't know, for some reason he makes it work. And to hear him behind the scenes actually do Cartman, it's absolutely amazing. So as far as living voice talent, I would say Trey Parker is up. It would probably be my favorite right
Nice.
now.
Nice.
And yes, I'm very sad that we lost the great Kevin Conroy. He is always going to be Batman uh, to me. Like, I grew up to his voice in the animated series. I played all the video games with him in there. That was uh, definitely not. Yeah, definitely a sad time.
Yeah. Christian says, "How about when Greg has to go, we get Jason on?" I'm assuming he's talking about Jason Robinette.
Yeah, J Rob in the mic, maybe.
That would be kind of cool. I haven't got to talk to Jason all that much. We spoke briefly at the Kiwanis event, but I really haven't got to sit down and speak with him very
He,
much.
he's a good dude. He's incredibly strong.
Oh yeah, yeah. Check out basketball over live
Top
action
live
film.
action film myself. I love basketball. It's definitely a guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
haven't
really
really got
appreciate.
into a bunch of movies and whatnot for a while. Just been so busy with training and everything, so I haven't really watched a whole lot in the last 2 years. Like the only show that I actually really watch is the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime. That's it.
Oh, okay,
I
interesting.
make sure that I watch that.
Nice.
That's pretty much the only one that I have to watch.
It's a bad film you love to watch. Pretty much. It's one of those good bad movies, I should say.
Yeah,
Steve Perry. Anyway, but yeah, I'd say that's as far as my voiceover thing goes. But I've been so busy with helping my wife in her streaming endeavors. Now she's a streamer.
really
She does art stuff, but she is gonna do it full time. Um,
awesome.
because like her job is laying off everybody in our location.
Oh, okay.
She's given this the old college try, so I basically been helping her. I have a business degree, so I've been
Yeah,
helping her with like spreadsheets and getting yourself out there, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
marketing for her. So I've been suffice to say, I need to get hit the voiceover auditions and the training, the polling in a little more full force. I'm definitely getting there.
Hey, if you happen to have any sponsorship templates, send it my way, brother. I'm gonna have to start delving into that here soon, which I'm not looking forward to, but I think it's a necessary evil at this point to build. And then
Yeah,
once we get really established monetarily, then I won't need it as much. But
sure.
for now, I'm gonna have to start doing some work as far as sponsorships and whatnot. And
I never tapped into promotion before. Yeah,
it's
so
hard. It's
it's
really hard.
I have never tapped into promotion. It is a new animal. So I mean, if I have ideas, I will relay them to you. But yeah, otherwise,
It's not. I
y-
understand
you
why
know as much as
people
I
don't
do.
want to do it. I understand why people do not want to run tournaments and stuff. It is 6 months of work leading up to one tournament if you want it to go okay. You know, it is so much work. It's wild.
Yeah, it is definitely it becomes your full time job for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so much prep work. Uh,
My wife said ever since I, set the dates for the 23 events, I've been on my phone almost every day after work. So I'm working on the stuff while I'm at work, and then working on the stuff after work. I'm like, yeah, it is definitely another part time to full time job. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, like I said, it's a new field in and of itself. I mean, I I know it's kind of easy for us to critique how promoters do their stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
for people like me that I've been around enough events, so many cornucopia of events on what works and what doesn't. I mean, I can
Right.
definitely give like a fair assessment on what does work, but I mean, if I were given the keys to run an event, it would take a lot of prep work, and even then, you could prepare as much as you want, but yeah, but it takes a village. And
Yeah. Yeah.
let's say you're having issues with getting awards.
Yeah.
Like that in itself is a huge
That's the
task,
biggest. That's the biggest.
and
Uh,
getting
you know,
refs.
cost. That and yeah, obviously too is ref because there's so many uh events out there now. Man, I tell you what, you better get your refs soon because they're going to be booked up.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a ton of events going on.
Not to mention, it's common that you can get it almost stacked. So it's a lot of you take quite a bit from
Yeah.
other promoters that are nearby. Catching up on chat, Drew's Greg, could you do a decent deep and a hook
You got to
with
do it.
Neil
You got to
pickup? I mean,
give it to us.
so contrary to popular belief, just because people are voice actors doesn't mean they can actually impersonate like real people, or fictional characters. But I mean, I will try. Hold on a second.
I did it at the Pottery Festival, just having some fun, and I think I did it too much of a growl. I was like, "Grr." It was bad.
And away they go! We are deep inside! That's my best Neil pickup, and I like doing Denise Waddles quite a bit. Yell for these guys! Make some noise out there!
Oh, that is great. Somebody clip that. Somebody clip it.
Yell for these
Oh,
guys!
that is
Uh,
great. I love it.
yeah,
I
I
got a
cracked
chance
a
to
bit there.
meet Leonard and Denise over in New Jersey on my refereeing certification trip. Wonderful people.
Right. Yeah,
Wonderful
no,
people.
they're definitely the gold standard in how uh, like how it is like kind of run as an overall organization, and
Yeah,
the refing is pretty top notch. I
yeah.
mean, we're world class refs, and
Leonard, he before I left, after I got the certification, he goes, if you don't hear from me, you're doing something good. If you hear from me, if I call you, then you're doing something bad. So far, I haven't gotten any phone calls from Leonard, so I'm happy about that.
good. Yeah, I mean, I could say it looked like the Kiwanis was run uh, pretty efficiently, and
Yeah,
yeah,
and my hats off. And the reason why it was ran as decent as it was from Tim, the help from Tim Lewis.
Yeah,
He was on the computer and on the mic helping get everybody to the tables, and he has been a pivotal part of the success of East Ohio Arm Wrestling. I go to Tim for a lot of information and his thought on certain things, and I value his opinion on very many things.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have different fields in what goes into a match. I mean, you have great running tournaments from like the USAA side in terms of refing on like the rules and how things are run fair, and also but then you see like Karen Bean and how she runs the brackets. She runs them really fast. To her credit, it was Steve Pettis's tournaments. Like
Yeah,
he'll always have Karen Bean running the bracket. She does an amazing job with boom 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 like
yeah.
running through them. That's definitely quite a gift.
I
The
definitely want to do. I want to. I'm not saying I want to emulate down to the T Michigan State, and I'm going to have Steve Pettis on the podcast in the future upcoming weeks. So we'll get a chance to talk about it. But I want to take a lot of cues from Michigan State's and other events. As far as the size of a large tournament, Michigan State is the gold standard as far as large tournaments in my book.
the largest state tournament around.
Yeah.
It feels like a nationals in and of itself because you get people from across the country. Uh, but it I'm definitely impressed with how far it's come. I remember going to a Michigan State back in 2006. That was my very in the teen class. I was 16 and I decided to try open. I went 1-2, so I didn't do that bad, but
Hey.
I lost to a guy named Shane Benavirsi. I don't know if anybody remembers that name, but then Tony LeDuc, he's passed on now, but he had been at it for many years. Uh, I mean, I lost to those guys, but anyway, it was back in the Ionia County Fair. Uh, it was pretty big, but it was not nearly this capacity, and it's just amazing, the history that I've seen it progress. I was there at the very first Kentucky Muscle, way before it was ever an Arnold qualifier. So with how small it was and
Yeah.
relatively small it was than the powerhouse that you see nowadays. uh, so it's just amazing seeing the work that goes into it and the
Yeah.
things that these promoters do right
Yeah.
in order to expand the popularity, as you see with Pettis's Michigan State or with Leonard and Denise's Kentucky Muscle, and
Yeah.
you got to take notes from those
Oh yeah.
folk.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um, let's see here. The Drew 24 arm wrestling gets you addicted, then it consumes then it consumes you, then your life is arm wrestling.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it's a
facts.
rabbit hole. It's a if you let yourself, you will go down the rabbit hole.
It is probably the only sport that that you can retire and then come back
Yeah.
and do really good, like my
Yeah.
dad many
Yeah.
times.
Exactly. I don't think you lose the the elbow. What do they call it? The cow. Whenever your elbow gets stuck like that. What is that?
That it gets stuck,
Yeah. What am I?
like a lock or something.
Yeah, your lock. What calcified? Yeah,
Calcified. Okay, makes
that's
sense.
right.
A lot of buildup and maybe some tendon inflammation.
The Drew 24 also says, I do know some people are are just not the style that some people can do. Oh, he's talking about your
My
impression.
voice impression. Yeah, yeah. We have our niche. I mean, Morgan Freeman. You hear him and the pure narration, godlike voice, and then you'll never hear him do Elmo. So,
Yeah,
someone like
exactly.
Elmo.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
way too zany to do anything narration. So, but
yeah.
I try to keep it entertaining.
Justin Far says also natural versus not natural. I'm not sure what he was
Yeah,
referring to on
I
that
don't
one.
recall.
The Jew 24. So I'm bad with names. I just met head ref Bill Collins at the tourney I just pulled here in Vegas. So I guess this is why you are Billy. Yes, that is exactly why I do not change it to Bill. I will be Billy until I'm probably the oldest Bill Collins available, and then I will switch it to Bill at that point. But until there's an older, if there's an older Bill Collins, I will continue to keep it Billy. Logan Cooper pulling back in 06. How old are you, Greg?
I am 33, and I have been polling since I was 11. So I've been on and off. So I've
Ooh,
been on and off for
wow.
22 years, on and off.
Wow.
So, as a matter of
Wow.
fact, as
That
a
is a
matter of
long
fact,
time.
the very first time even earlier than that, because we used to live in Columbus when I was a little kid. I was like 4 or 5 years old. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, my dad being the legend, we went to like a little park and there was like, maybe like a sit down picnic table. Didn't know what they were doing, obviously. Yeah. So it took my dad having to say, okay, don't let your elbows rest on the picnic table. Use towels or something.
Yeah.
And so that was like the first time I was ever. I tried against like an older kid, and I ended up, you know, like flash pinning this little older kid. I don't remember what ended up happening after that. I think I lost or whatever the other. Like I kept lifting up my elbow, but I was 4. I didn't know any better. Um, but yeah, no. First actual competition, real sanctioned competition. It was back in '01.
Wow.
That's the earliest competition.
Wow. My boy, I've got my boy, he's somewhat interested. He's 10. And I am really hoping that he continues with the arm wrestling. He's down here sometimes with me training and stuff like that, but he's a 10-year-old and he likes his video games and whatnot, and
Right.
I'm hoping he really takes to it. I really do, because it's something that we've done together, and I really love doing stuff with my kids whenever they want to do it with me. Let's see. The Jew 24 arm wrestling. It all starts with, oh hey, this is neat. Yes.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Start calling
Tucky
you
Peterson, I'm gonna start calling you BC. Hashtag British Columbia. Surprisingly, my first Xbox Live account. My one now is BC84, but my
Oh,
first
nice.
one is BC203. That was my original Xbox Live account, and that's what everybody called me at that point, was BC. Maybe I might resurrect that. I doubt it.
Hey, incentivize yourself to take a break. That's why I started Twitch streaming, was to incentivize myself taking a break and playing video games and just hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I play Xbox Live here now and then, but
That's
I
awesome.
limit myself to two games. It's Halo, well, any of the Halos, and Forza. That's it. So that's as much
That's awesome.
as games as I play. Let's see. Tony Stansberry. It is addicting. Went to my second practice today. I have a lot to learn and just trying to absorb as much as I can. Tony, he came to the Qantas event. Very strong competitor. He's going to be a beast. Give him 5 years and he's going to be at the top of some lists. I'm telling you,
Let's go.
he's going to be a beast. One of the guys that he beat at the tournament is my friend Steve, and it lit a fire in his butt. He's like, "Man, I can't go out like that." Tony put him down to the pad quick, and yeah, my buddy's like, it lit a fire in his butt. He's like, I gotta get back on the table. So Logan says, well, you have 20.5 years on me.
Well, experience is only one element.
Yeah.
That doesn't translate to strength. It just means that I'm an archive, and I was actually live at the event where I watched John Brzenk in person beat Farad Usmanov. Um, back in Vegas. Like I've been to so many
Yeah,
so many classic. I'm classic, so we'll see
that's okay.
how it
Yeah,
goes.
you'd be surprised to know I have yet to be west of Columbus.
Yeah.
I've never gone west of Columbus yet.
Well, you'll enjoy it. You'll feel all kinds of
I'm
different.
hoping to make it out that way sooner or later. You know, the kids are still young in school and everything going on. It's tough to get away.
But for the short period of time you've been at it, Logan, you've clearly done quite a bit for the sport already. I mean, definitely, you count count your blessings on what you've done so far, and you've only just started. So
Yeah,
just
exactly.
enjoy it. You've accomplished a lot already. Uh, you'll surprise yourself in another year,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah. I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to be on that center. That's one of my goals is to be on that center column on in the 176s. I'm hoping to be that.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd like to do that within 2 years. I'd be happy with that.
that's a good goal.
And that I think that's enough time for me to train and really hone my craft and the way that I pull and stuff and
A lot
to
of great competitors in the
oh yeah
76s.
yeah
Josh Kane, Christian,
yeah
Charlie, Jose, Anatol. They're all extreme.
yeah.
They're all very 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 intense. Yeah,
I'm hoping
even at 198, I would
yeah
never want to draw any of those guys whatsoever.
yeah exactly. Let's see here. Batch is here. Josh Batchelor, late night stream. I'm tired and I'm an old man. He's only like 26. Come on
Yeah,
now.
you talk to me about being old.
I'm th-
I'm in my
hey
mid 30s.
hey I'll be 39 this year.
Nice.
39. Whoa.
Well, and I hear the peak performance of any puller is in their 40s. Tim Bresnan didn't start until he was like 42, 43. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but he
I
was in his
started 2
40s.
years ago, so I was what 36 when I started. I was like 36 in a couple months.
If I could give any advice to anybody that's younger, uh, rest is your friend, and don't just build. But preserve what you have built. Keep yourself healthy. Do not let yourself get hurt. If you are hurting,
Yeah.
like you could tell when it's a good
Yeah.
hurt,
Yeah.
and if it's like a good hurt from the soreness or a bad tendon
Yeah.
hurt, listen to your body.
Yeah. If I could give any advice to any new puller that's listening right now, you have to do recovery. It is not an option. Recovery is almost as important as table time.
And mental health.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
relax.
Uh, let's see. Drew says Greg's Twitch channel ? Just search the name. Let me look. Any mod post link in here. Link here. I don't think. I'm gonna have to get some moderators, and if anybody is in the chat that wants to be a moderator for us for East Ohio Arm Wrestling in this channel, let me know and I'll add you as a moderator because I could use the help. But Greg, uh, after the stream's over, make sure you put all the links to all of your social medias and your YouTube, the Twitch, everything. Put it in the comments, and I will take it and I'll put it in the
Pin it.
in the whatever you want to call it, the
info page or
information, yeah,
the info. Yeah.
whatever that's called.
You could also pin a comment as well.
Yes. Okay. That's perfect. I can do that too.
Yeah.
I will definitely do that.
I'll comment on the video and then I'll pin my stuff, and that way you don't have to worry about anything on your end. Just click the button.
That's fine. Yep. Let's see here. You got that on there. That's your Twitch.
Yes, it is. G
Okay.
Arnold VO. Yeah.
I'll have to add you on that too because I like watching Twitch every once in a while. One of my friends is a Halo streamer, and he just went down to Florida for that Halo competition. So I watch his stuff every once in a while. Josh, I feel you, old man. I didn't start pulling till Greg's age. Yep. If anybody is on Xbox, add me. It's BC84, all caps. Logan says, just a beginning, brother. Big things coming for 23-24. Oh, man, I tell you. Yeah.
You've already done big things, Logan, but yes, it will get better from here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Looking forward to seeing you progress.
Christian says, my goal for this next year is to not make it easy for Logan to crush me. Oh, that's hilarious. Logan comes to practice.
Take your progress for after our match.
Yeah, exactly. This might be his last practice before your guys' match. We're going to have to put some work on him. Well, I can't because my left sucks. Never mind about that.
Use both arms.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's my dad has to do with me.
Yeah. Greg likes N64, I see, with Donkey Kong Country 3.
I like N64 and Donkey Kong Country 3. It's actually a Super NES title, but yes, yeah. N64 is my favorite console.
Awesome. I never had one growing up. I was a Sega boy.
Oh, okay. I never owned a Sega, but yeah, I played a couple of Genesis at a couple of friends.
Sonic the Hedgehog was my game. I love that one.
Yeah, good old go-to.
Daniel Fenton says, I'm 41. You guys have me feeling old. 41. Holy moly. He is a monster for 41. Holy shit.
Yeah, he is.
And he's not even in his prime yet. Give him another couple more years. Yeah. Prime.
Only getting better from here. I can't wait.
I wonder how many years has Daniel DJ been polling?
I want to say that he started. Well, I mean, he'll answer it, but but I remember I first saw him back in like 2015 or 2016 up in Michigan. So he's been at it for several years.
Okay.
Yes, 7 years. Okay, that makes sense.
Chucky Peterson says, "Hey, so I'll be good at age 40." Yes, yeah. Chucky's he's leveling up. Yeah, for sure. He'll be right up there with the rest of us. Logan says, "Christian, that's baloney. We have awesome matches every time." Christian, his stamina is wild. How long he can stay on that table, I can't handle that. It's too much for me in my old body.
Yeah.
Chucky says, "Good goal, Christian. Nice." The Drew 24. I'm 45. Just started rehab/blood flow workouts. Learned that from MMT. Said right after. Get that in for better recovery. Yes. That's what I have to. If I do not do anything as far as recovery goes, I am hurting 10 times worse than if I never would have done the recovery. I have to do the recovery. Just in order to arm wrestle once a week at practice. It hurts really bad if I don't. Let's see here. You want to take the chat? Go ahead and you can take over the chat there if you want. We were
so it's saying Logan Cooper said the description talking about your what's it called to put my socials said that we'll put the pin. Where would you recommend a lady who is interested in starting to go? Kara Stans says that. But yeah, it depends where you are from, and pick an area that.
My chat keeps moving. My chat keeps jumping, so that's why I'm
we'll
mixed up.
We'll make sure someone answers you, Kara, by the time this is over. Christian says, "Do you remember how much I would preach on recovery, Billy? Full arm extension push-ups are great."
Yeah.
Chucky Peterson asks, "Where are you from, Kara?" Mike Williamson says, "Take care of the new guys coming to practice. If you kill them, they won't come back."
Yep, that's correct.
Saul Aaron says Sega Dreamcast for the win. I remember those days.
Yeah, I never got to have one of those, but I thought those things were awesome.
Uh, yeah, Kara says Fostoria. I guess she's Tony's wife and tired of
Oh,
pulling
nice.
against him.
Kara, just go to practice with Tony. You guys can learn together, and that would be awesome.
Where can they go to practice?
I think Tony has been. He just started practicing with Johnny Jarrett and them.
Okay. He's definitely a good dude. Definitely
Yep.
worth going to those practices, and those guys will teach you safety.
Yep.
That's what we pros normally do. We teach how to stay safe and not to get in a bad position. They'll let you do whatever style
Yep.
that you want
Yep.
and teach you how to stay safe
Yep.
and how to accentuate. So yeah, go just keep going to as many practices as you possibly can, and they will
Exactly.
take it from there. And Dan Fenton says 7, but off 2, as in how many years he's been pulling.
Gotcha.
The Drew says, "Oh, okay, that one was on Super NES. Thought maybe number 3 made it to 64. I never played DK Country. Super NES is one of the best retro systems ever, in my opinion. I agree. It's definitely the top 2 for me.
Yeah.
I think N64 is my favorite. Actually, DKC3 actually came out right as the N64 came out. If you actually remember in the save cave, like if you're in the save screen, sometimes you'll see, one of the Wrinkly Kong actually playing the N64. So it literally just came out when they did. It was one of the last Super NES installments. Anyway, Christian said, haha, might be able to kind of keep up with you as of late, but not so sure about this coming year. I appreciate it, man. Definitely always a good time. You know me, I'm always all in. Probably talking about I don't know if he was talking about Logan or um, yeah, I know he they were having
Yeah.
conversation back and
Christian's
forth.
a beast either way.
Yeah,
Back
that.
is still here. We appreciate his support for sure.
And then Chucky says, my wife just started pulling in April. She's getting stronger. Just take your time and hold hands with the ladies, especially in after pulls.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my wife to come down and pull with me at all, and she does not want to give me the time of day to get on the table, and I would love it if she did.
I would love if my wife did too, but I would never subject her to it because she has carpal tunnel both her wrists.
Oh yeah,
So that would not be possible.
yeah.
Uh, but she's a good supporter though. Caleb Frank says Northern Arm Wrestling and Filthy Animals are in Northwest Ohio. 2S4U near Flint, Michigan has tons of ladies that pull. It's the best for the ladies I've seen around.
Wow, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so Kara definitely, yeah,
I'd
definitely
love
got a
to
couple
see.
of
I would
options. It
really
sounds like.
love to see a lot of ladies, because that brings a bunch of kids in too. If you can make it a family venture, that's why I love seeing the Louis family at events because they bring their entire family. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. We definitely enjoy it. Enjoy that. So I mean, it's definitely nice seeing, excuse me, the entire family. Just like rooting for him, and despite his age, still, you know,
Yeah, kicking
absolutely
butt.
slaying it in the 154 class. I mean, in the Open Masters, you name it. I mean, he's definitely one of the top master in his class, in his
Yeah,
respective class, and
yeah,
it's really it's a pretty cool thing to see. Pretty wholesome.
yeah. So that's pretty much everything that I wanted to go over. I did have just this list here of the tournaments within like 6 hours of of East Ohio. So if you guys want to
Okay.
screenshot that, these are the list of tournaments within 6 hours of me. So you guys can roll back the footage and take a screenshot. So that's the information that I come up with. Um, whenever I was setting up the tournaments for 23. So that's what I could find out. So if that helps anybody.
Christian says, I don't ever get in bad positions. I mean, if you win, it's never a bad position. Kara says, thanks for the answers. Oh, absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up any and all the questions that I have so far. Like I said, thank you so much for coming on, and
No,
we
thank you for
appreciate
having me.
everything that you do for the arm wrestling community, especially with the rankings. It is a thankless job sometimes, doing stuff like that and being leaders in certain aspects of certain communities, so I tip my hat to you, for helping out and taking the charge on most of that work.
I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, I enjoy doing it. I mean, it's one of those things where not every person is going to be happy with it. Just like being a
Yeah,
ref,
right.
you're you don't do it to make every single person happy. You do it to kind of motivate them, and it's a lot. But I mean, I like to. I mean, I like seeing everybody getting out and being active and trying to climb the ladder in
Yeah,
their own
yeah,
journey and make some pivotal changes. I mean, we've seen it in a lot of people. We've seen it in David Lee. We've seen it in Cody Smith, Niles
yeah.
Anderson. You know, a lot of lot of people. Michael Crawford got back into it for a little bit. DJ, is especially it's been great, and people cutting weight, like you, and
Yeah.
it's been
Hey, I tell you what, I went from the 220s directly to the 176 because I know that 198 class was just way deep, and
it's
like
brutal.
175 was my natural weight, growing up and through my 20s and stuff, and then as soon as 30 hit, it started creeping up.
Yeah,
So
but
I know that I'm good. My natural weight is the 176s.
by the end of 2023, I'll be lucky if I stay in the top 20. But I'm gonna keep climbing as much as I can, or stay up there. It's like
Oh, I think you will. Yeah.
the rankings are helping me stay on my toes with
Yeah, you
everybody.
have to. I mean, if we don't take arm wrestling serious, all that's going to happen is our name is just going to keep getting lower and lower and lower.
Absolutely, but
And that's not my goal. I want to keep rising with the rest of the field. You have to get good with the rest of the field, or else you're going to get left behind.
hmm yeah, it's a lot of fun to do it. I mean, I used to want to be a sports analyst when I was younger, so I think this is a pretty good way of incorporating
Yeah,
that little
yeah.
fulfillment.
Chucky Peterson says my wife has learned from me, my coach Danny Hildyard, Michelle Dugan, Christina Castro, Martha Swick. Martha Swick was the one I was trying to get a match with Christina.
Yeah, they
I,
definitely
yeah, I haven't heard back from her yet. I'm hoping to get that match, but she basically pulls when she feels like it rather than all
definitely
the time.
great lineup there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Soul Aaron, he does he's an East versus West guy. Thank you for being here,
Oh,
Soul. Appreciate it.
yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah. I think Soul takes care of all of the marketing banners and flyers and all that stuff that you see on the internet. I think Soul Aaron he's the man that creates all that. I think I'm fairly certain,
Cool. Yeah.
and he does a great job because I've started doing the flyers and all that stuff. It is not easy to come up with stuff that is easy on the eyes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it is a art. It is definitely an art coming up with those really good
Big
flyers.
trial and error.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of color, like mixing certain colors, and you don't want to put certain things with other stuff, whatever that is. Let's see here. He says I tip my hat too. Well, we always appreciate Greg. Chucky Peterson says pulling less. He also says, "What's 2S for you?" I do believe
Too
that's a
strong for
club.
you.
Too
Yeah, too
strong for
strong
you,
for
right?
you, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Caleb Frank says too strong for you. Christian says, "Thanks, guys. Enjoyed the chat."
Yeah.
Soul says, you will, Billy, you will. So many low-key promoters like you and Magda doing wonders for the sport. Thank you. Thank you so much, Soul. Appreciate it. Wishing you the best. Thank you so much. Chuck Pearson says, thank you, Caleb. Caleb, Dan Blanchard, Jerry Bell hosts it. I've been there twice. Always a great time. I'd like to go up there and meet those guys. I have family in Detroit that I can kind of go see and then maybe hit a practice up there sometime. Dan Fenton says, had fun. Thanks for chatting, you guys. We're going to get Daniel, DJ, we're going to get him up there, I think. He's the strongest one available in order to do it. Why not? Mm-hmm. Why not have a go? You know?
Yeah.
If we can help the Ohio arm wrestling scene, I'm all for it.
He's the one to take us on the national map. I mean,
yeah.
You know, along with everyone else, or with the aforementioned people like Paul Talbot and
you know, Kevin Palco, Todd Hutchings.
Palco, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Chuck Pearson, see y'all next week. Had a great chat. Good luck in your future, Greg. Yeah.
Thank you, Chucky, and you do the same.
Chucky's going to be on in the future. You know, he's going to be on the podcast with me, and you know, he's doing great things up in his area. So I wanted him to come on the podcast also. So it was he was originally supposed to be on here soon. Just scheduling conflicts is you know, he's got a young family, I got a young family, so we'll meet up in the future. Soul Aaron says, thanks for the shout out, Billy. Yes, sir. Yes, I do East versus West stuff, but for other promotions too, like the Florida Arm Wrestling League. Oh, he does that. Nice.
Oh, nice,
dude. Those
really good stuff.
Those are stuff. Beautiful. I switched mine up because of his stuff. The Florida Arm Wrestling League, the yellow one that they just come out with, that he just did, that was an inspiration for mine. The new one that I put out with the background with the blue and the red flames, that was it was totally off of theirs. Trying to emulate a little bit, not down to the T, obviously, but I love the look of it so much that I switched it up. Now, Arm Wrestling Canada, hope to contribute to help your organization too. Well, we appreciate it so much. Thank you so much, Soul Aaron. Appreciate it so much. Jeff Wilkie, thanks, boys. Nice to hear you chatting while I bust out these wrist curls. Yeah, boy, get it. See you soon, Billy. Hopefully he comes to practice tomorrow. I'm hoping. Hopefully, Wilkie, his name is Jeff. He's in a PA right in Pittsburgh area. So hopefully he's able to grow that general region just like we did.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal. You build it. No, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
The Drew, Billy, I mod a couple channels like on Ryan Bowens and Jake Ward's Aussie Arm Wrestlers. I wanted to make, if wanted to make me a mod here, even if I'm not always on.
If you wanted to make him a mod, he'll.
Awesome. That would be great. Shoot, I don't mind making anybody a modder as long as they're willing to, show up every once in a while and help me out. Shoot, that would be great. Post the links in the chats and all that stuff. I would love it. Any help I get is appreciated. I love it so much. If you guys, DJ says, if you guys ever need awards, check out Bob's Plaques. Bob Sutton owns and runs it. Yeah. I've talked to Juan.
I can attest to that.
I've talked to Juan about Bob, and I'll get to meet him here on the 7th. I'm going to talk to him about a couple things. I really want to create a, like this honey badger.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get this created into a sculpture. I talked to the wife last night about buying a 3D printer and just creating it myself. Because it's possible. You can do anything with those things. So Let's see here. What do you guys prefer for arm wrestling trophies? Just got a medal for placing the UAL, and it's a heavy medal worn around the neck. Looks nice and easy to store. I personally am. I prefer medals personally, but for big events like our championships for East Ohio Arm Wrestling Championships for next November, I really want to have like a nice trophy for first place winners.
Yeah.
For big events, I want to do trophies, but for smaller events, I'm okay with just doing.
I do like I do like getting the arms. Like my dad has won a couple of golden arms.
Yeah.
During it was back in Indiana State in 2005, and there was also a national sit down over in Virginia. I won a bronze arms. Those were really neat. I think
Awesome.
that's still one of my favorites too.
Yeah. I'm hoping to have some really nice trophies because that will bring in pullers. If you have a unique award that you give out every year, that will pull in some pullers just for that.
Look at the gorilla.
Yeah,
For the
that is a
Michigan,
goal
everyone calls it
for
the
a lot of
gorilla
pullers is to have a gorilla on their mantle.
on their shelf.
Yeah, and that's definitely one of my goals. Maybe not for the next 2 years, but maybe down the road. I got a long way to
In my
go, but I know it's
lifetime.
possible.
I don't.
So Aaron says I support the Drew 24 for mod. Yeah, let's make it happen. Mods
Let's go.
mostly. The Drew says mods mostly help with posting links and kicking off bot spammers for the most part. Well, I would appreciate the help for sure. Christian says we need to collaborate with the club up in Canada. They're only like 4 or 5 hours away. BALA. Not sure what that means. But I've never been out of the I've never been out of the country, so I got to get my license updated with that thing. I never did it. Let's see here. The Ale House Awards from Bob's Plaques are amazing. I got a sneak peek. Yeah. That massive chain that Juan got for the overalls is sweet. It's a huge chain. Gold chain is heavier than crap, I guess. Christian says I pulled with the Staken brothers, very first practice. They're cousins to a good friend of mine. They came down here local to visit family or just getting into the sport themselves. Nice. And the Drew 24 also says, yeah, for big main draw events, should be something more special for the trophy. Agreed. Don't get those every day. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my thought. Like, if we have smaller events and whatever, just whatever tournaments, yeah, awards, Amazon award medals, I'm cool with that. We had the custom medals for the Kiwanis event. We kind of lucked into them. It was nice. The guy kind of gave us the hookup. Josh Croxer was the lead on that, and he got, our emblem was on the medal itself. It was pretty cool. I have no problem getting Amazon medals for small events.
Speaking of awards, Bob Sutton mentioned that his goal is to kind of be the standard for every state championship and to have everything sculpted to the shape of the state. For an Ohio State tournament, he wants to be the provider of the awards for Ohio. The same thing for like Michigan or Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and that way some pullers can say, "Oh, I got to get a collection of all these states."
Oh yeah, that would be sweet.
Something like that. I thought like that's a pretty cool vision.
The only bad part about that is, and I hate to be a downer, but where are you going to store 50 plaques of all the different states?
Gene Dunn did it in his own. I think he's got like an outbuilding or something.
Yeah.
Good old Gene.
I don't have enough space. Not that I will ever get that many, but I don't have enough space. I'm like limited on my medals over here on the rack with all the arm wrestling handles.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So Aaron, the Drew 24. Why would you consciously agree to put yourself through that kind of headache? Haha. So Yeah, modding on Ryan Bowen's when there were 15,000 viewers, there were like 5 of us modding and was still very rough.
I
Oh,
bet.
I can imagine. I think we've had I think up to 20 people watching this stream at any given point, I do believe. That's what I saw was 20 max, which was awesome, you know. We're growing, you know. Last one it was like a max of I think 16. So this 120 maybe next time we
I'm
get
special.
23. I appreciate you coming on, man. You definitely helping me out and appreciate it very much.
It's good to be here.
Let's see. So Aaron says, if I were a mod, I'd be throwing out bands like Oprah Winfrey, throwing around cars. One for you, and one for you, and one for you.
You get a
That's
band. You
hilarious.
get a band. You get a band.
That's hilarious. Do that in the Denise voice.
Make some noise out there.
I love that. That
Yell
is
for
great.
these guys.
And she does. And they you know, they're all just sitting there nice and quiet. And she's like, why are you guys not yelling for these guys? Come on. And I understand it.
Pick someone and yell for them.
Exactly.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, she's not wrong at all.
Especially if it's a good match.
Denise is one of the sweetest ladies I've met in the arm wrestling.
I love Denise.
Community.
I love Denise Waddles. Yeah. Since I've been at it since I was a kid, she's seen me as a kid, and she's like, I just can't believe you're like in your mid-30s. And it's a family for sure.
The Drew says John Brzenk has so many he has thrown away most of them. He can't store them all. I would guess that. Yeah,
My think dad that's why is a exactly lot of the same way with trophies. He has thrown away most of them.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of elite pollers don't want trophies. They just want cash now. Like, where are you going to store everything? Like,
yeah,
just give me the cash.
Not to mention, I mean, it's hard. You can't make a living doing this. Competing. I mean, unless if you're a big YouTuber, but
right.
But it's
I think Chance is doing a very good job at it. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, since he moved and you went to YouTube full time and arm wrestling full time, dude, I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, Chance and Artem and
Artem's
Alex.
doing great. I love watching Artem's training videos.
Yeah, they're all doing really good, and Kevin Palco's doing pretty good. Yeah, it won't be long before he can probably do this.
Kevin is he's up to like I think almost 1,800 now. 1,800 times. That's awesome. So he's our number one. Well, besides Todd, obviously. Besides Todd, Kevin I think is number 2 as far as Ohio arm wrestlers and subs on YouTube.
Yeah, he definitely inspired me to like kind of start it.
If anybody in the chat and watching right now, if you guys are not subscribed to Greg's YouTube channel, go to Greg's channel now and just look him up. It is Greg Arnold Underdog or Arm Wrestling Underdog, right?
Yeah. Yes. Hold on. I'm posting the link right now.
Nice.
There we go.
So go to his channel and subscribe to his channel. Yeah. We're on a goal. We're on a.
I don't know how you.
Where's the plug link mods? Yeah, I don't know how to do that. But yeah, I think our goal. Let's get to 200. Soon. Maybe not by the end of the year. I don't know if that's possible by then. Yeah, look at that. The Drew. Boom. Getting it on there. And then, I think we hit 200. Boom. There's a goal for us, because we're fairly close in our subscriber, count. So I think it's easy enough for us to grow together.
Build each other up.
I think, it'd be really nice. One of these days I'm going to learn how to use Zoom and we can do a Zoom meeting and get multiple guys on the chat and on the podcast and just have a great time, Friday, Saturday nights. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe you can help me out with that, Greg. I'm not real familiar with Zoom.
I've done it a few times. Not awfully much, but I mean, I can work with you and see see how we can do that.
Yeah, I know it's like,
I've been
what
meaning
is it like?
I've been meaning to do an interview with Steve Baldwin
Yeah,
with because my channel is juggling so much, but also doing a passion and maybe making it a full time thing one of these days. And Steve Baldwin is a golden example of that. Like he started out with legacy tables,
right.
making tables, and then he got so much demand that he had to quit everything that he's doing and devoting to
Yeah,
making these tables and making the living that he is with that and
I
spending
have
so
two
many
on the way.
countless hours.
I got two of them on the way.
Yes, yeah, Steve Baldwin deserves all the credit for what he's done.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to having Steve Pettis on the podcast. I got him on the list to come on the show. I'm looking forward to that one. From a promoter standpoint. Let's see here. Dan DJ said just subscribe, so that's awesome.
Thank you, DJ. Now I'm up to 121. I think I got 4 more subscribers just from
Great.
that little plug-in. I appreciate it, guys.
Hey,
Thank
that's
you.
great. That's awesome. So later
121.
on says, I think hashtag Drew for mod. Yes, I do. I do think it's not a.
I
Then the
just
Drew says,
subscribed to you.
awesome. It's not a link, but I found his YouTube channel. Cool. Subscribe. Kara Stan says, subscribe. And Christian says, I remember telling Kevin several times that he needed to get a YouTube channel started. So Kevin definitely listened. Kevin's on understanding that to be a big name in arm wrestling, you can't just be a really strong puller and
Yeah,
stuff. You're not gonna get out there, by just being strong.
yeah.
You gotta
You got to
have
go everywhere.
everything. You gotta be the total package.
Look at what Devin's doing. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
around the world. He's going around the world, and a
exactly.
few others. But
Yeah. The Drew 24 Soul. I think also you can only get slow mode for chat before. What does that say before you start the live stream? Or it was the only way that may have changed. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Also, only in arm wrestling for now. Can you actually meet someone? Yeah, yeah. Some of
yes,
the stars of the sport, yeah, without too much problems. You
like
never have
Tom
the chance to meet
Brady
Michael
or Michael
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah, but you could meet Brzezinski. Yeah, for sure. I got to meet Todd Hutchings at my second or third tournament. It was awesome. It was awesome. Let's see. Soul Aaron says, if I may request a plug, watch out for the Polar animated pilot. Released mid next year with Ingen, Ryan, Matt, etc. as voice actors. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun, Greg.
Yeah.
The look on your face
It's like,
is
well,
telling
where
me
do I sign?
something.
I have the actual. Wait, Nano is the creative director. Okay, I need to get a hold of him
You're
because
gonna have to get a hold of him.
I have equipment. I have the equipment. I do this for a living.
Get on it, son. Yes.
Away they go.
Nice.
I do a lot
Yeah,
more
hey,
impressions.
hey, wait. We're only going up from here. We're only
No,
going
no,
up from here, baby.
no, nose hurt hawks.
Exactly.
I'll be whatever you need me to be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
I I hate to cut it off. I should get going. It is pretty late, but I honestly do want to genuinely thank you, Billy, for that. I think you're doing awesome things
thanks, man.
For the sport, all in all. Your channel clearly, and you got a great group, and I appreciate everybody in chat tonight that was
Oh
here,
yeah.
that was either just
Awesome.
lurking or chatting.
Awesome.
It's been a fun experience.
Yeah. So if anybody's still watching, I think we got 13 guys still watching. We appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to subscribe to Greg's channel and check out all of his social medias. All the links will be posted in the comments after the video. We'll make sure all that's in there. Make sure you keep an eye out for Greg at Ale House on the 7th of January. He'll be there competing in the right arm 198 class. Also, his match with Logan Cooper at Barrett Arm Wrestling League in Pittsburgh, January 14th. Him and Logan will be competing left arm. Is that a catch weight or is it 198s?
I mean, I assume it is. I didn't really get any more info than that, but I assume it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I presume Logan's going to be up to 198.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So everybody, go over and check out the BAL on YouTube. I think it's BAL dash Barrett Arm Wrestling League, I do believe. Go ahead and check that out. Blaze Barrett is doing great things with that promotion. So we're looking forward to seeing that match. And then also keep an eye out for Greg at the Arnold Classic. I'm hoping to be there also. So I'm going to be rooting you on at the event.
Yeah, I think my dad's gonna join me in all of the events to like be my coach essentially, and
Make sure
definitely
I get to meet him at Ale House. If I don't get to meet him there, I definitely want to meet him and in Pittsburgh. But I'd love to meet him as soon as I get to meet you. I want to meet your dad. I'm assuming he'll be there with you.
Sounds like a winner.
But Greg, I appreciate you so much, and everybody, make sure you subscribe to Greg's channels and everything. And we appreciate everybody coming and being on the chat with us, and it makes the stream go a whole lot easier whenever you have folks in the chat helping out and giving us topics to discuss and everything. It makes for an easy podcast. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great time. I appreciate it once again.
I think I'm gonna hang out and just finish out the chat.
Sure.
Greg, if you gotta go, man, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming on, man.
Of course, the pleasure was all mine. Thank you all. Take care. Thanks again. Stay awesome.
We'll see you. I'm gonna go ahead and keep staying on just for a couple minutes. Just looking at the chat. I think we still got a few guys still on here. Let me see if I can get caught up. I got to bring this computer a little closer to me because I'm getting old and I can't see. Let's see here. Let's see here. Christian, I'm at Christian saying Be Strong Arm Wrestling is the channel for the club I'm referring to in Canada. Us collaborating would bring huge attention to the channel and sport. That sounds like a great idea to me. I just got to get my passport and my license all figured out so we can drive up there and do it. Rent a van, that would be fun. So everyone says the Drew 24. I remember that 18,000 peak viewers, right? Levon versus Devin. That is a lot of people. 18,000. Wow. Yeah, 18,000, and he didn't have a slow mode for chat on. I'm going to have to get with the Drew 24. If you would send me just get a hold of me somehow on Facebook or something. Send me a private message of some sort so we can talk ear to ear. That way I can understand what I need to be doing as far as this channel goes. So Aaron, don't mods have the power to put chat on slow mode? ? I'm not sure about that. But he was talking to Drew anyway. So Drew says, love seeing all the arm wrestling people making it more and more. Yes. Where's the plug link mods ? And then there's Greg's channel. DJ just subscribed. All right, we got that. I think I'm way past that. Oh, I'm now getting caught up. I'm going to have to just kind of go down to the bottom here. Drew 24 says they actually know of me from my YouTube algorithm boosting comment on the videos. Yeah. Nice. So Aaron says, this was a nice stream, bro. Yes, I thought it went very nice. Once we got Greg in here, it was a little hiccup starting at the beginning, but hey, we got it figured out. And, I'm going to get a better setup, sooner or later. It'll get better for sure. HD quality, very seamless with two wonderful characters. Thank you so much, so for being here and helping out. Caleb says, great stream, guys. See you next time. Awesome. Thanks for coming, Caleb. Appreciate you, man. Drew says, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good arm wrestling work. That we will, Drew. Thanks for being on board. Soul says, glad I Googled your stream when I saw your post on Facebook and about technical issues. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming, Soul, so much. Thank you so much for being here. He says, later, Greg. Stay awesome, man. Drew says, oh, and Soul, I've been working on the Polar animated for a while. Good work, man. Awesome. I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that animated feature. Kara asks, when is the live stream? Hopefully it'll be next week sometime. I'm trying to get live streams once a week if I can. That would be nice. If scheduling conflicts, make it a little bit more difficult, maybe one every 10 days, but I'm okay doing them as much as possible, whatever keeps everybody happy and talking about East Ohio arm wrestling. So that's the goal, right? So if we can grow the channel by having multiple streams per week, then I'm down for it, whatever I got to do. Let's see here. Soul Aaron took longer than I thought it would, the G24, but when it is out, it won't disappoint. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Soul says, thanks, Billy. We tried. Yay. We appreciate everything you guys do for the community. It is awesome, the help that the arm wrestling community gives each other. I can see it just after 2 years in the sport. I can see it already, how much the community, it really is a community, and it's only growing because of the community. And I've said this at our last tournament. It's all about the pullers. All these streams and all the tournaments and everything. It's about the pullers and the people that is in the community. That's what it's all about. It's fun to arm wrestle people and get the wins and stuff like that, but it's about a brotherhood, really. You group up with one person, you never know them, and then you group up once with them, and all of a sudden you're brothers. It is a great feeling, growing your brotherhood with people that you didn't know 5 minutes ago, and then maybe the next day your friends on Facebook, and then you're meeting with them for a practice, and then all of a sudden you're going to tournaments together. It's awesome. It is really cool. Let's see here. The Drew says, closest I get to social media is YouTube and Discord. Really, I don't have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Greg, I watch some YouTube videos on easy basic tricks to run a live stream. I'm going to need some help on these live streams. I'd like to do it a little bit better. Not necessarily do I have to do those backgrounds and all that stuff, but I want to get better at knowing how to use Zoom and stuff. Soul asks, what is the Discord again? He said, I am on Discord for gaming servers and Midjourney AI art. LOL. That is really awesome way to put it, Billy. Yep. Appreciate it. I have a Twitch also, but I don't remember what it is. It's BC84, I do believe, something like that. I don't have any subscribers on that, I guarantee that, because I barely do anything on it. You have the stream quality. Don't use Zoom, bro. Use OBS. What is OBS? Is that another program? I'm assuming that's what it is. All I have is a little Chromebook right here for right now. We're still building up the funds, having all these events and stuff coming up. So we're planning on growing East Ohio Arm Wrestling, and we can utilize some of those funds to order some equipment. We can utilize those laptops for streams for this also, and for tournament use. That's definitely the goal. Drew says you can learn anything on YouTube nowadays, or if you know Artem, Chance, and others, hit them up. Yep, I'm gonna try to get a hold of them guys for something, for a podcast or whatnot. If I can get them, it is what it is. I got Paul Lynn is supposed to be on the podcast in sometime in January, so I'm looking forward to that one also. OBS has been around for decades. It's a solid program. Open broadcaster software. You can also live stream straight from Discord, like what top streamers in the world do. That would be sweet, but they run through OBS. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into OBS. I'll just watch a YouTube video about it. Drew says there's a Twitch PC app to stream on Twitch, which can be really good. The OBS is just another program to stream from, or capture and help post videos too. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Definitely have to look into that more. I've heard of OBS, but I'm not familiar with it. I never looked into it or anything like that. I need to check it out. There is 0 arm wrestling streamer on Twitch. I tried to go stream on Twitch one time for a practice, or no, I was like training or something in the garage here, and I went live on Twitch to test it out. It had a nice video quality through the phone, but I can't have my phone be the camera forever. Soul Aaron, or Drew says Soul Aaron Benji Max streams on Twitch, but he's streaming playing video games on Twitch. Oh, okay. It seems like a main draw of Twitch streamers is video games for sure. You can multi-stream Twitch and YouTube at the same time for as long as you are not a Twitch partner. Drew says, and he streams video games on YouTube at the same time, but you also stream both same time too. Is there a way that you can stream on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time? You guys let me know if that's possible. Not that I have to do it, I'm just curious. Like with the same camera. Like, can you use the same camera and go live on Facebook also? Soul says you can. Oh yeah, to be a Twitch streamer partner. Much bigger than Twitch by then. OBS does it? That would be cool. That's where followers, I have the most followers on Facebook. I've tried to get a hold of Ryan Bowen about a couple different things. He never answers me back, so I'll go through it with whoever answers me back. And nothing against him. I'm sure he's busy, but if I don't get nowhere with him, then I'm not gonna keep reaching out. Nah, you don't have to message him now. Don't worry about it. I got to get all this, all the equipment and everything. All I got right now is the cell phone, the Chromebook, and like a webcam, like one of those little tiny webcams, and a USB microphone. That's like all I got. So maybe I'll be able to use that stuff for something. But I think the iPhone has a better quality than that little that little webcam. I don't think that thing has that good of quality for the video. Drew says he gets sent tons of messages. Got him an email. Yeah. Queen V Crafty, you can only stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time if you're not Twitch affiliate / partner. But once you read affiliate, you cannot dual stream. I'm not really concerned with being a Twitch streamer, so I don't think that really is going to affect me too much. Caleb Franks, you need a decent PC to stream, nothing too extreme. The goal is to, Caleb, the goal is to, with the upcoming events, is to have money in the bank so we can afford equipment for tournaments. And once we have that equipment, we can utilize that equipment for these streams also. I feel like that is a possibility and should be able to happen if we use said equipment for the club. If it's growing the club, and we're going to use it any way that we see fit. Let's see here. Queen V Crafty, you can upload your Twitch videos to YouTube. Yeah, just adding my 2 cents. Well, I appreciate the comments and the chat for sure. Thank you, Queen. Soul says, I have a secret group on Facebook where I put forth the equipment and software is needed to make high quality stream. Oh, that sounds cool. He says, I built a virtual studio with all prerequisite plugins ready to have all rim lights and ambience lighting and etc. ready. That sounds cool. I'll give you guys a look at what my setup is. That's it. That and that. That's it. I am in my garage, and that's it. This is my wife's photography studio, the arm wrestling area, where the freezer is, the heat press for t-shirts, This is an all for one room, and we utilize it for everything. So if you want to add me to that group, man, go right ahead. I'll try to help out any way I can if you want. Condense research to 10 simple points. Nice. Quality is top notch. I can count the pores on your skin. That'd be funny. Well, guys, I think that is pretty much it for me. It's 12:13. We've been on here for 3 hours now. Film is in 16:9. Nice. That would be cool. I'd like to be able to have a really nice stream, to where people are impressed whenever they show up for to watch a live podcast or something. That'd be awesome. We'll grow it. We'll get there. But no, I was telling you to film in 16:9. I do all my filming for my YouTube videos in 16:9, so I'll turn my cell phone sideways or whatever, and it's always in that. So that's what I normally do for the videos. But this live stream this live stream itself, I'm running off of my phone. I'm not running it off of the laptop. So this live stream is a live stream together on YouTube. So if you hit the plus button and it'll say live stream together on your cell phone. So it's a mobile live stream. It is the simplest way so far that I've noticed to be able to go live on YouTube. So as soon as I saw that, that was my cue in order to keep a podcast simple to start out podcasting. That was what I saw as the ability to have a simple podcast and to just use your cell phone, and it's nice and easy. That's why I'm doing it this way, for sure. More, I'll grow it and I'll get better at this, and we can definitely, you know, go bigger. I see no problem with that. This is definitely the way to go for now. For me, it's the simplest way. It's the easiest way for me. But it only allows you this mobile live streaming with one other person. It only allows you to use your mobile phone, and you can only have it vertical. Your phone vertical like this. It does not allow you to turn it on landscape. So you can't do it any other way. It has to be like this if you go live together with somebody on YouTube via mobile app on your phone. So yeah, functionality over looks. Yes. I will take that all day. Yes. All day, every day. Yes. 100%. And I think that's what happened. That's what happened at the beginning of the stream whenever Greg was trying to get on, because I think he was trying to get on with his PC and all that. He was trying to do his whole setup, and whenever you use this the mobile app live stream feature, it only allows you to connect via mobile phones. So whenever my next guest is coming on, I'm going to have to tell them that they have to use their mobile phone. It has to be an up to date phone with the proper features on the phone. So that was one thing that I slacked on with the setup with Greg. I didn't know that he was going to try to use his big setup. That was a mistake on my part for assuming that. But you live and you learn. I learned that that the link, whenever you post a link via going the way that I did it, it does not work through Facebook Messenger. So don't try it. It doesn't work. So you either have to email, I think, and or just text it to the person, and then it will automatically open their YouTube app and connect to the live stream. So cam quality is top notch. I think this is just the front facing camera. This is not even the rear facing camera. So I think it works just fine. I have a couple of my wife's lights. I have a ring light right here in front, right behind the camera. And I have two of the photography lights off to not have, a bunch of, in rear of me. I would like to have something, over top facing this, behind me, but it is what it is. I'll get there sooner or later. I have some other lighting, but it just causes too many shadows. I don't like it. But I think this looks pretty good. I have three different types of light on this ring light. There's the warm, there's the cool, and then there's the blended, warm and cool. I like the blended. I think it looks pretty good. I was waiting for you to comment the lighting. I tried pretty hard to make sure it looks good. I don't like halfway doing things. If, just like arm wrestling, I went down the rabbit hole, and it's going to get a lot of effort from me. And if you guys know me at all, or if you guys know me in the future and get to know me, you guys are going to find out that if I do something, I'm going to do it 100% until I can't do it 100%, and then it'll be what it is, what it'll be after that. Oh, let's see here. Front light and strong side light to create that strong rim light, and one opposing light. Just 3 light sources. Yeah, I have right now. I have 2 out to the side directly out, just angled, and then the ring light. That's it. I'm wondering what this is going to look like if I turn off one of these side lights. I'm just curious on what this would look like. It's definitely just darker on the one side, that's all. Doesn't really affect too much. But I do have a shadow right here now because that light isn't on. Yeah, I like it with the other light on. That's not bad. To have the lights a little bit more towards the side, but I didn't have enough cord for right now. Turn this light back on. Oh, let's see here. Looks good. Badger props. Badger pops. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I think it looks really nice. Go Badgers. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on and helping out, man. Appreciate it so much. 9 people still watching. Wow. What are you guys doing on a Friday night at 12:22 in the morning, laying in your beds, listening to me chat? That's it. Hey, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. Well, guys, if anybody has any questions or comments, go ahead and post it in the chat now because I'm gonna be signing off here momentarily. I'm getting hungry. Haven't eaten since about 5. I'm gonna have something small before bed because I need to watch my weight. And Soul says, one last question, bro. Shoot. Shoot, whatever you want to ask. I'm gonna check Facebook real quick, see what this says. Oh, Toby Sanchez might show up to practice tomorrow. Nice. He's a beast. Ferret Osmanli or Corey West. I'm not familiar with Ferret, so I'm gonna go with Corey West. Because he's from the United States, so I'm gonna root for him. But I'm not familiar with Ferret, so I'm not sure. Greg, you know the vids to watch now, man. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get more familiar with all the East versus West competitors, just for the fact that I never really watched the all the overseas, the European and all those tournaments and stuff. Never really watched them too much. Just remember, guys, I'm only 2 years into this, so a lot of my time has been trying to train and get better at arm wrestling. So I'm just now delving into the technical aspect of YouTube and all this stuff, the podcasting and running tournaments and stuff. So it's been very, very busy. The first 6, 7, maybe 9 months of my arm wrestling career, I went down the rabbit hole and watched a lot of videos, but that's all they were, was just trying to learn techniques, really. So learning names wasn't part of the was part of the gig then. But anybody else has any other questions? That's going to be it for me. My lower back is hurting. I saw that Korean movie on Netflix about arm wrestling. I didn't watch it, but I noticed it on there. you guys let me know how to add people as moderators. I think I might be able to do that via another tab here on YouTube if I can. I would assume it's YouTube Studio, right? YouTube Creator Studio channel dashboard. Customization settings. Settings. I would assume it's settings. Creator demographics permissions. Oh, you can do that in the chat? Really? No, it doesn't let me click anything. It just says, copy, print, blah, 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 the regular right click stuff. Oh, maybe it's the 3. Yeah, 3 on the side. Let me see this. Go to channel, pin message, remove, put user in timeout, hide user, add moderator. There we go. Easy peasy. Nice. Add moderator. The Drew24 is now a moderator for your channel. How cool is that? Boom. My right's better. It's not as big as most, but please do not add. Please do not add make me mod. I go trigger happy when given mod powers. So if you want to be a moderator, man, you're more than welcome to be, man. I'd do it right now. You just give me the okay. I appreciate the help. Anytime I can lighten the load while doing the podcast, that would help out. That would help out tremendously. You just let me know if you want to do it, and then it takes a couple clicks, I guess. First moderator, boom, the Drew, baby. Get some. Awesome. Yeah, it's the little 3 dots on the right. You just click that, boom. You can remove moderator, hide user on this channel. You got all the options right there. That's cool. Heck yeah. Awesome. You learn something every day, and that's fine. I'm okay doing that. I'm okay learning. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Didn't somebody said something? Oh yeah, Kara was talking about the badger. I can't wait to do it. Yeah, so he's the first. You let me know. You be number 2. I'll add you right on there if you want it. Channel dashboard. I don't need that, do I? No, I don't need that. Why am I here? Close. What is that? He said it's all or nothing for me. That's hilarious. Dude, any help I can get, I'll welcome. So thanks for coming, man. Thanks for helping out, keeping the chat going. Yeah, it's gonna get better for sure. Once we get better quality, more guests, it's gonna be awesome. See you later, Soul. Appreciate you. I still got Greg's picture paused on my screen over here. That's hilarious. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I appreciate you guys so much. Can't thank you enough for joining on the stream. Thanks again to Greg for coming and being part of tonight's podcast. It was awesome. It was a great conversation. Good time. Chat was bumping a lot of the time. Yep, Caleb. We'll see you, brother. I'll see you on January 7th, hopefully. Yeah. What a great night. What a great night. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Stay strong. And God bless.